Angel of Yahweh. Apparently, they took my video down yesterday, but I didn't get a strike. They just took it down and said I couldn't contest it or rebuke it. They just took it. Really. No violation. Just took it. Evidence, maybe? Who knows? Who cares? So how is everybody doing? Look at the almanac. As I said, it's going to be a big read day. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, they took my video last night, but I didn't get a strike. Yeah, it was good. We went grocery shopping. Other things I'll talk about later. Things with. No, can't talk about it. We're in August, end of August, actually. 31st. So. It says August 31st, a code of conduct for American soldiers. In August 1955, President Eisenhower authorized the Code of Conduct for members of the U.S. Armed Forces. The code is an ethical guide that instructs armed force members that they are prisoners of war or in danger of capture. It's a good reminder that solemn duties shouldered by the American soldiers. 1. I am an American fighter in the forces and will guard my country in the way of life. I am prepared to give my life in their defense. 2. I will never surrender at my own free will. If in command, I will surrender the member of my command while they still have the means to resist. 3. If I am captured, I will continue to resist by all means available. I'll make every effort to escape and aid others to escape. I will accept neither parole nor special favors from the enemy. 4. If I become a prisoner of war, I will keep my faith, my fellow prisoners. I will give no information or take part in no action which might be harmful to my comrades. If I am a senior, I will take command. If not, I will obey the lawful orders of those appointed over me and will back them in every way. 5. When questioned, I should become a prisoner of war. I require to give name, rank, and service number and date of birth. I will evade answers further questioned to the utmost of my ability. I will make no oral written statements disloyal to my country and its allies or harmful to their cause. 6. I will never forget I am an American. I'm fighting for freedom, responsibility of my actions, and dedicated to the principles which made my country free. I will trust in my God and the United States of America. HATAP. In American history, in 1842, Congress established the U.S. Naval Observatory, one of the nation's oldest scientific agencies. In 1866, an earthquake centered near Charleston, South Carolina, destroys most of the city, kills scores of people, and is felt in distant places such as Boston and Chicago. In 1920, station AMK, later World War I, in Detroit, broadcast the first news program on the U.S. radio station and announcement of the local election returns. Sorry, WWJ. Sorry, later WWJ. That's World War I. WWJ. Says in 1955, General Motors Corporation demonstrates the world's first solar-powered car in Chicago. So, pretty interesting. Now I'm going to read the Gettysburg Address, because it's the end of the month. Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address on November 19th, 1863 at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, as a part of a ceremony to dedicate the military cemetery just a few months earlier. Armies of the North and South had fought from the bloodiest battles of the Civil War there. The main speaker of the day, Edward Everett, spoke for 2 hours, where he, through Lincoln, took to the podium and spoke fewer than 300 words. His remarks have gone down in history as one of the greatest American speeches ever. Everett later wrote to Lincoln, "I should be glad, I would flatter myself, that came as near as the central idea of the occasion in 2 hours as you did in 2 minutes." The speech came out at a time when many of the North would settle for peace at any price. President Lincoln's words explained the need to continue on which the country was founded, the dream that all people were created equal, that all people have inalienable rights. The Gettysburg Address was a promise that the United States would not be what it has been, a country that mixed slavery with claims of equality and democracy. By continuing the fight, Lincoln said, the nation would live up to its founding principles. There would be a new birth of freedom. 70 years ago, our forefathers fought this continent, a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met a great battlefield of the war that we have come to dedicate a position of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives for that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in large sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot concentrate, we cannot hallow that ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have concentrated it far above our poor power to add and detract. The world will little more than long remember that we say here that we can never forget what they did here. It is not fought for the living, rather than dedicated here for the unfinished work which they fought here, have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather not for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion, that cause for which they gave that last full measure of devotion, that were highly resolved that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. That's good. Hello, Christopher. Then the Emancipation Proclamation. Abraham Lincoln came to the presidency regarding slavery as a moral evil, but many Americans had hoped that his practice would be limited to the South and allowed to die a gradual death. The Union may be preserved. The Civil War changed his mind. Lincoln realized that the slavery would have to be stamped out to save American democracy. In September 1862, he issued a proclamation decree stating that all slaves in areas still rebelling in January 1st, 1863, would be forever free. In reality, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation of January 1st, 1863, did not free any slaves, at least not right away. It applied only to the Confederate territory, which Lincoln had no control. It did not affect slavery in the border states. They were loyal to the Union, but it did strengthen the North's war efforts, and some 500,000 slaves fled north to freedom by the war's end. About 200,000 blacks, many forever slaves, fought in the Union Army and Navy. Most important, the Emancipation Proclamation changed the moral character of the war. It turned the struggle from a fight to save the Union into a battle for human freedom. It paved the way for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, ratified in December 1865, which ended slavery in the United States once and for all. By the President of the United States of America, a proclamation whereas 21 day of September, the year of our Lord, 1862. The proclamation was issued by the President of the United States, containing among the other things the following, to wit, that on the day of January, the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves with any state or designation part of state that the world whereof shall be the rebellion against the United States shall be thenceforward and forever free, and the existence of government in the United States, including the military, the naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will do no act or acts to repress such persons or any of them in any efforts that they may make for their actual freedom. Hey, Angela. The executive will, on the first day of January, aforesaid by the proclamation, designate that the states and parts of states, if any, in which these people thereof respectfully, there shall be the rebellion against the United States, the fact that any state of the people thereof shall be on that day be, in good faith, represented in the Congress of the United States by members chosen thereto at elections, wherein the majority of the quality voters for each state shall have participated, shall, in absence of strong countervailing testimony, be deemed conclusive evidence of state and the people thereof are not then rebellion against the United States. Therefore, I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, by the virtue of the power in me vested in Commander-in-Chief and the Army and Navy of the United States in time of actual armed rebellion against the authority and the government of the United States as a fit, necessary war measure for suppressing said rebellion, due on this day of January in the year of our Lord, 1833, and in accordance with my purpose to do publicly proclaim for the full period of 100 days from the day first above mentioned, in order to designate as states and parts of states with the people thereof respectively are this day in rebellion against the United States are following, to wit, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, except the parishes of St. Bernard, Plaquemines, Jefferson, St. John, St. Charles, St. Assumption, Terrebonne, Laford, St. Mary, St. Martin, and Orleans, including the city of New Orleans, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, except the 48 counties designated west of Virginia. Also the counties of Berkeley, Accomack, Northampton, Elizabeth City, York, Prince Anne, and Norfolk, including the cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth, which accepted parts are further present, left precisely as if the proclamation were not issued. By the virtue of the powers for the purpose of aforesaid, I do order and declare that all persons held as slaves wherein designated states and parts of states are and henceforth shall be free, that the extensive government of the United States, including the military, naval authorities thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of said persons. I hereby enjoin upon the people who declare to be free and abstain from all violence unless it is necessary self-defense. I recommend to them that in all cases, when allowed, they labor faithfully for reasonable wages, I further declare that knows that such person of suitable condition will be received into armed services of the United States to garrison forts, positions, stations, and other places, to man vessels and all sorts in said service. And upon this act, sincerely believed to be an act of justice warranted by the Constitution, upon military necessity, I invoke the considerate judgment of mankind, the gracious favor of Almighty God. In witness thereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of the United States to be affixed. Done at the city of Washington this first day of January, the year of our Lord, 863, at the independence of the United States of America, 87th by the President Abraham Lincoln, William H. Shepard, Secretary of State. Wow. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Believin'. This is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For more than a century, Americans have recited the Pledge of Allegiance as a promise to loyalty to the United States. When saying the pledge, all should stand at attention and face the flag. The United States Flag Code advises those that not in uniform could place the right hand over their heart, and those not in uniform, and those in not in uniform, or those wearing a non-religious hat should remove it with the right hand and hold it in the left shoulder so that the hand is over the heart. The soldiers and others in uniform, such as scouts, should remain silent, face the flag, and give the appropriate salute. The Pledge of Allegiance was first published in September 1892 in a magazine called Youth's Companion. The magazine printed to help to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Columbus reaching America. School children first recited the Pledge of Allegiance on Columbus Day, August 12, 1892. The original words read, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The words were altered in the early 1920s to change my flag to the flag of the United States of America. In 1942, the pledge received official recognition by Congress when it included the U.S. Flag Code. Congress added the phrase under God in 1954. Francis Bellamy, a clergyman and editor of the Youth's Companion, is believed to have written the Pledge of Allegiance. In the 1930s, some people suggested that James B. Upham, who also worked on the magazine, was the author. By the time the question arose, both men were deceased. In 1939, a panel of scholars gave the credit to Bellamy. And this is, hello, hey Susan. The last read is the American's Creed. I believe the United States of America, the government by the people, of the people, by the people, and for the people, whose powers derive from the onset of the governed and the democracy to the republic, and a sovereign nation, every sovereign states, a perfect union, one and not on this small writing, irreseparable, established upon principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe that it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flags, and defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The American Creed came out of the nationwide contest of World War I for the best summary of American political faith. The winner was William Tyler Page of Maryland. longtime employee of the U.S. House of Representatives and the clerk of the House from 1919 to 1931. The Creed's two short paragraphs remind us that the principles that make America great and duties required to preserve those principles. Page was coming home from church on one Sunday in 1917 when he got the idea of fashioning a creed along the lines of Apostles' Creed. A student of history, he composed the creed by drawing one great American writing such as the Declaration of Independence, intimable to the Constitution, the Gettysburg Address. The mission won the contest. In 1918, the U.S. House of Representatives accepted it on behalf of American people as American's creed. A few days later, Page used his $1,000 prize money to buy Liberty bonds and gave them to his church. That is awesome. Now, it'll be September. So, I'm going to drop the link. Y'all are more than welcome. Come on up. There you go. So you go lay down. Go. Okay. Nope. Go lay down. Not much going on today, I don't think. I haven't really checked anything. Other than they took my stream down from yesterday. Whoop-de-woo. I didn't get a strike though. So. There's Silver Girl. Hello.
Hello, my camera's not working at
Turn on
all.
my speaker. Hello.
Yeah, my camera's not working at all tonight.
It's all right.
I have a doctor's appointment.
Yay! Prayers work. Power of God.
Now we need to pray to get me transportation. It's 3 hours away.
You'll get transportation.
Well, I already had one friend decline.
You can always call DoorDash.
Huh?
You can always call DoorDash.
DoorDash?
Or not DoorDash, but whatever the... Uber.
What?
Uber.
Not here. We don't even have taxi cabs on this peninsula, much less to get all the way up there.
You don't have taxi cabs?
No.
What about your aide?
She doesn't want to.
I mean,
she doesn't know anything about the area. It's like going to Portland, but a little smaller, but not much. And she's not interested.
Then why is she an aide?
Well, because she's been one for years, and she's older than I am. She's 75. I'm the only one she works for anymore.
Well, you need to reach out to the people that normally pay her
I
for being
pay.
your aide. Oh, you do? You don't use the service?
No, I can't afford those. They're $35, $45 an hour. I can't afford that. She's thinking about it. I've got till...
Let's tell her you'll take her to a nice lunch afterwards.
Well, that probably won't work. That's not her thing. I told the other person that because it is her thing. But that didn't even work. She doesn't agree that I should go anywhere else. I should shut up, do what I'm told, That's exactly what she thinks.
That's not her life. It's your decision. Turn that whole thing of it's my body, my choice.
But it's not, it's my body, but it's not my choice. My body does what it does.
I know. I'm saying it's your body, your choice of what doctor you want to go see.
Well, not according to most people for this
No,
reason.
I mean they don't. They can't even follow their own narrative.
It's just, I got the appointment, so now I just have to work on getting
They
there.
have. Yeah, you'll get there. Keep praying on it.
What is wrong with this camera?
I don't know.
It's not even lit up. Let me see if I can get it to light
Yeah,
up.
Medicaid.
Medicare, not Medicaid.
Oh, it said yeah, there's a transportation service.
Oh yeah, there's lots of transportation for Medicaid, but not for Medicare, and I don't qualify it for any Advantage plan because there's not any on this zip code because there's too many old people that live here. So they only offer it to the cities and not to rural areas.
Yeah.
That's to get us to move into the cities. That's the whole point. So to get us old people out of the houses out in the rural areas and make us live in slums in cities.
Yeah.
So I started off really excited, but it's kind of fizzling. Plus, I spent another day on the phone trying to find an attorney,
Yeah.
going nowhere. Because I figured if I could at least get a doctor, they do telemedicine also, so hopefully, I'll have to go once and not again, or else I'm going to have to leave town. I don't even know how to do that.
I'm in the FIT mode. This is from the Weekend Warrior.
18?
9/11 Part 1. That's the
What did that? What did they? I mean, is that photoshopped or did that actually occur? That had an E team on it.
I don't know.
I've never seen that before.
I went up them when I was in 1986 with Max husband.
I've never seen E team written across there like that. Yeah, or a photo that said that. So that was why I thought maybe it was photoshopped.
Yeah. Even the bottom building right there says something. I just can't read what it says.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. But
Yeah, something's written out on it. I just can't decipher it.
oh no, I don't got it.
Everything's like symbolism, They all say something. It's just,
Just can't figure it out.
Waiting on BitChute. It takes forever to load.
It looks like I or an F, and then
It's like evil on the bottom one. EVIL. To me, it's evil.
I mean, I can't even tell which one's supposed to be the letters. The lit ones or the dark ones?
The lit ones.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Let's see. Oh, BitChute takes forever.
I can't get that one.
Call your Medicare and ask to speak to someone and see if there's an exception. Believin said.
Oh, I'll look what she said.
Call Medicare tomorrow and see if there's someone. Talk to someone and see if there's an exception where you can get an arrangement, to get you to a doctor.
Didn't think about doing that.
Yeah.
But from the experience I had with trying to get them to give me an exception for my wheelchair so that I could purchase it from down out here where the people are and the shop was, I don't think so.
It should takes forever.
We had an excellent two of them out here, either like like 45 minutes from me, and then the other one was an hour and 15 minutes, but easy minutes.
I'm gonna stop sharing until it starts playing, then I'll go back to it.
But
I'll
They-
hear it play.
they would not allow the guys that had been furnishing everybody's equipment and everything, and it meant buying new wheelchairs. They couldn't, the people in Vancouver could not service the wheelchairs that I had because it was the wrong brand. So they came out here and bought me a brand new wheelchair, and the one I had was only a year and a half old. And Medicare made an exception, but it was for the benefit of the supplier, not me.
Right.
Do you hear about the kids that are left in Afghanistan from Sacramento?
Mm-mm. Oh, the California, because they were visiting their families that were
Yeah.
there.
Something, and there was 24, 28 of them stuck in there that didn't get out,
Yeah, and they're being raped and all that. Yeah.
and one military female that didn't get out, female colonel,
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
plastered the last man leaving picture all over everywhere today. Oh, and Biden got up and said this was one of the best things ever happened. It was a wonderful closure.
Mhm.
I turned him off at that point.
Yeah. You all right?
Hello, how was your day off?
Yeah,
Busy.
it's all right.
Were you
one
busy?
second. Me? No, we went to the grocery store. My friend, her boyfriend's kids were in a bus accident. Apparently,
dear.
the bus driver got killed. The kids, they have to be monitored for 48 hours. They're at home, but they have concussions.
Oh my goodness. They watched
So-
their bus driver get killed.
Yeah.
That's awful. I very thank God that they're okay though.
Yeah, I told her prayers. You know, she said the kids are okay. They're shaking, and that they have to be observed for 48 hours. They can't go to sleep because they have concussions.
Oh my God, that's hard to keep your child awake when all they want to do is go to bed.
Oh Lord, yes.
So they've got a lot to deal with. She said, "I do have something for you, but let's give it a couple of days." And I'm like, "Oh, of course, I'm praying." So, yeah. So I just stayed home after that.
Man, my nose just feels like right in the bridge at the top. It just want to explode. It burns it. It's burning and everything. Hello?
I'm waiting on BitChute to play, but apparently it's not wanting to play.
What you gonna play?
Okay. Don't get up yet.
Hold on, let's try another one.
Just stay.
Uh,
Now, you don't listen very well.
do dogs ever listen?
Yeah, mine does usually, but he wants some.
Donation.
Oh, here goes. All right, got one. This is from their Weekend Warrior friend. What is this month the anniversary of?
9/11.
There we go. This is from the Weekend Warrior.
Donation
Not done, eh?
cause to mark the 5th anniversary. Donation cause to mark the 5th anniversary.
Hold on, let's share the hold on, I have to share the audio. Otherwise, you won't hear it. So quiet.
Hey, I'm back.
There we go. Stream on.
Our nation paused to mark the 5th anniversary
You little bastard.
9/11 attacks. The information that the Central Intelligence Agency has obtained by questioning men like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed has provided valuable information and has helped disrupt terrorist plots, including strikes within the United States. For example, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed described the design of planned attacks on buildings inside the U.S. and how operatives were directed to carry them out. That is valuable information for those of us who have the responsibility to protect the American people. He told us the operatives have been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping. He told us the operatives have been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping. The explosives.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible.
Dad, what is that falling? Oh my God, don't be a person. Where? Oh my God. Where? That right there? What are those big heavy things falling at a rate that a piece of paper would not fall? Oh my God! No way. Like that, Caroline, do you see that? Do you see this? Yeah, I see it. I mean, who's to say it's not like a chair? Regardless, it's gonna be so dangerous at that base. Obviously. Wait. Oh my God! Oh my God! What? Oh my God! It's terrorists! Guys, where do we go? Mom, another plane just crashed into the other World Trade Center. Another plane hit a jet, a jumbo jet. I'm so scared. I'm leaving.
Good morning. I have brought with you the most wonderful guests. Would you please stand and recognize the President of the United States?
Good morning. Hi. How are you? I'd also like to meet the Secretary of Education and the Lieutenant Governor of Florida. We met, didn't we? Good to meet you all. Hi.
And this is Mrs. Daniels.
Hi, Ms. Daniels. How are you? Great to meet everybody.
Eric, what are you doing? Eric?
Good to meet you all. That's good. You okay? That's good. Well, sit down, please. Thank you for standing up. Good to meet you all. Really excited for me to be here. I want to thank Ms. Daniels for being a teacher. I want to thank Ben for being a principal. I want to thank you all for practicing reading so much. It's really important.
No. Read this word the fast way. Get ready. At. Yes, at. Read this word the fast way. Get ready.
A.
Yes, eight. Get ready to read all the words on this page without making a mistake. Read this word the fast way. Get ready.
Mad.
Yes, mad. Get ready.
Cat.
Yes, cat. Get ready.
Can.
Yes, can. Get ready.
Can.
Yes, can. Get ready to read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Pain.
Yes, pain. Boys and girls, you're going to read these words again. Remember what you say when there's an E at the end of the word. Get ready.
Can.
Yes, cane. Get ready.
Can.
Yes, can. Get ready.
May.
Yes, may. Give yourself some pat on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready to read the words on this page without making a mistake. Everybody, tell me what this part of the word says.
Rob.
Yes, rob. Now tell me what the whole word says. Get ready.
Robber.
Yes, robber. Everybody tell me what this part of the word says.
Run.
Yes, run. Now tell me what the whole word says. Get ready.
Running.
Yes, running. Get ready to read these two words the fast way. Get ready.
Robber.
Yes, robber. Get ready.
Running.
Yes, running. Good job. Boys and girls, read this word the fast way. Get ready.
Smile.
Yes, smile. Sound it out. Get ready.
Smile.
What word?
Smile.
Yes, smile. Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Smile.
Yes, smile. Get ready.
More.
Yes, more. Get ready.
Light.
Yes, light. Get ready.
Light.
Yes, light. Get ready.
Low.
Yes. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound.
Plain.
Yes, plain. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Boys and girls, pick your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153. At the count of three, everyone should be on page 153. If the yellow paper is going to bother you, drop it. Thank you. Everybody touch the title of your story. Fingers under the title. Get ready to read the title, The Fast Way. We're waiting for one member. Thank you. Fingers under the title of the story. Get ready.
The pet go.
Yes, the pet go. Fingers under the first word of the story. Get ready to read the story the fast way. Get ready.
The girl had a pet goat.
Go on.
She liked to go running with her pet goat.
Go on.
She played with her goat.
Try it again. Get ready from the beginning of that sentence. Get ready.
She played with her goat in her house.
Go on.
She played with her goat in her yard.
Good job. Go on.
But the goat did something that made the girl sad.
Let's clean that up. Get ready. Travel with butt. Get ready.
But the goat did something that made the girl sad mad.
Go on.
The goat ate things.
Go on.
He ate cans and he ate bacon.
Try that again. Get ready.
He ate cans and he ate cake.
Good job. Go on.
He ate cans and he ate cake.
Go on.
He even ate cows and cows.
Try that again. Get ready.
He even ate pigs and cows.
Good job. Go on.
One day her dad said that goat must go.
What's behind the word said?
I
And what does that comma mean? Let's read that sentence again. Get ready. Go on. Try that again. Go on. What is that word? Sound it out. What word? Start from the beginning of that sentence. Go on. Go on. What's behind the word said? And what does that comma mean? Let's read that sentence again. Go on. Let's start from the girl. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Anybody do that? Raise more than you watch TV? Oh, that's great. Very good. Very important to practice. Thanks for having me. Very impressive. Read this book.
Boys and girls, close your readers. Place them under your chairs.
And thank you so much for coming today.
Mr. President,
Are you aware of the report of the plane crash in New York? Is there any
Talk about that.
Thank you all. You can step out the door we came in. Sure.
Please ensure all cell phones and pagers are off at this time. Thank you.
Look at the symbolism on that drawing.
2 minutes.
You see it?
Yeah.
Pedophile symbols.
Thing about it is, if I knew my kid was being taught
Ladies and
reading the
gentlemen,
way
this is a
she would be
difficult
removed.
moment for America. I
Yeah, I agree.
unfortunately will be going back to Washington after my remarks. Secretary Broad Page and Lieutenant Governor, I thank the folks here at Booker Elementary School for their hospitality. Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President,
SOB.
the Governor of New
Big
York,
ol' SOB.
and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. And now, if you join me in a moment of silence.
Man, I cannot wait till the truth comes out
May
about
God bless
this.
the victims, their families, and America. Thank you very much.
Same. Because there's false flags doesn't mean people don't die in them.
Ain't no airplane.
It wasn't a plane.
I know. It was a missile.
100%.
And it actually is not a bad picture of the missile from one of the other cameras. They just don't do it. Son of a bitch.
Wait a minute, cut this shit. Man, what you gonna do now? What we're gonna do right here is go back. How far you going back? Way back. As we go a little something like this. Hit it.
team will. The E team will what? Hover for 28 minutes in front of the 91st floor of the World Trade Center 1 to take your picture in the quick click window. E-team tower. That's what that E-team meant. Where were they that day?
You guys got Photoshop anyhow, right? You guys are like the clear win, right? And they're not here yet. So who sees first the helicopter should say something. They lift off at 30th Street. How insane? Whoever got his pictures taken should put down his name so they can pick it up tomorrow. No. Francie, do you have any film? Just one more. Looks great. Smashing. For the quick link, that's what's going to happen right now. There's going to be a helicopter hovering here in front of the window.
What is that?
Rope climbing equipment. Catching. He wouldn't be thrown out of the window if he had that on. They're all over the place. They did take the dogs out of this place. They went in a week ahead of time. And they took the dogs, the bomb dogs out a week ahead of time.
There were all fuses everywhere.
Wow.
Hey, Willie.
Wow, them people must be really proud of themselves.
What?
I said they ought to be. I mean, I'm sure they're really proud of themselves that killing all those people.
I don't think they even care.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being sarcastic.
Yeah. They
I
care
want to know
about
how much they were paid.
that's all they care about. That's what they care about is money. They don't give a shit about anything else. Like Rabbi Finkelstein was saying, they got some schmeckles out of it.
They got what?
Schmeckles. Schmeckles is money.
Oh, okay.
Gold, money. Not that fake money that we have.
No, but I wonder how much they got. E-team. That's what that one said.
That's who was responsible. The Israeli team. Inside job, exactly. Mossad, Israeli agents. Yeah. Yeah, all the checks that were, because they were supposed to declare Nassar Jassara that day. And all the bonds, all the money that we were supposed to get paid went poof. Poof. No one knew about it.
This makes me sick.
Yep. Never forget. All enemies, foreign and domestic.
Including Potato.
Well, he's a puppet.
I know, but I'm tired of looking at him.
So is that.
And hearing him.
And that Bush was a puppet right there, too. He had no freaking clue. He didn't pull his own strings, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, he didn't act like he really wanted to be in there with those kids.
Because he was a puppet. He didn't know any better. He's a brain-dead puppet. He's Pinocchio.
Did you notice funny how she was teaching the kids?
Oh, I hated the way she did that. I just was wanting to
That's
go
what
up.
I'm saying. Watch the indoctrination.
Oh, I wanted to go up and just literally take her by the hair, because that was what was prominent, and just shake the crap out of her.
She probably was told to do that.
Somebody needed to do that, because that is the most,
kind of sounds like Nazi.
yeah, doesn't it?
I mean, crisis actors. I mean, some videos I've seen it explode without even being a plane there. It just explodes. People forget back in 1930 something, the 747 ended up crashing into the Empire State Building, and it caused a little hole. It didn't knock the whole thing down. It caused a little hole. And you're expecting a plane to go through molten steel?
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Trump knew it all the time. When he lived there, he knew something was wrong because he's a builder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember where they were. I was getting ready for work.
I was home from work. My ex was the guy, and he was like, turn on the television. I'm like, what? You know, I was working at a t-shirt shop at the mall, you know, and knew exactly where I was, you know, and
I was homesick after having surgery.
you know, after seeing
I
the
think I've been home one
on
day.
the television, and right when I turned on the television, the second tower got hit. So
Yeah, me too. When I was working part time, and me and Rebecca Roger only had one car. He'd work late night shifts, and I'd go in and work part time in the afternoon. He'd watch her.
yeah,
Nobody could work that day. It was like, whoa.
Nevada and California are having earthquakes.
They're having what?
earthquakes.
Well, that's nothing unusual for them.
Nevada?
Oh, Nevada. I thought you said California. I'm sorry.
Both of them had an earthquake the same size.
Maybe some domes being blown up.
Who knows?
Yeah, check the depth. I got the earthquake thing.
I didn't see the depth. I just saw the headline.
I have the latest earthquakes, so I have the USGS.
Zach is on, and he's got the weirdest looking guy on his panel. I've never seen anything like this.
This is almost over. So.
He looks like a tarantula. Like his face is the body and his hair is all the legs of a tarantula. It stops at the top of his head and goes all the way down through his beard.
I'm going to see that. I'm going to pull it up.
He just sat down, so it's not as obvious as when he was walking. He's the bottom right-hand side.
Patriotic Brothers.
Yep. But you can see one of them sticking out one side, one sticking out the other side. If the camera was a little lower, you could really see it. I just pulled it up so I could save it for later.
What is this? I'm going to have him saved as a... Yeah, I do.
I'm not finding it.
Okay, hang on. There you go. Now he's laying down. You can barely tell what he's got, but they do. They all. I don't know.
Done it the first time, you're gay. There is no in between 60, 40, 70, 30.
Hold on. I'll just back it up a little bit.
Yeah, watch him come down the steps.
All right. Oh, he's just got dreadlocks, that's all.
All over his head.
Oh, he's just got dreadlocks.
Top of his head.
Yeah. Let's see who jumped in. Oh, Giggles. Hello, Giggles.
Hey, lovelies.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good. I was just showing that weekend warrior thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me real good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. No yawning. No yawning.
Hey, everybody in chat. I invited somebody to come over. I don't know if she's going to come or not, but I don't know if she'll come to the panel. Huh?
Who?
Her name's Mama Bear Strong.
Okay.
And anyways, so
if she's here, welcome.
I don't know if she is or not, but I told her to come over because I told her that, you know, you're a patriot and, you know, you're behind Trump and so is she. So I told her to come on over.
Yeah.
I thought you said that guy looks like he's really hairy, ain't he?
You look like a
Hey, Mama Bear Strong. Hello. Welcome. Angel of Yahweh.
Hey, Alicia. What you doing?
Hello, Mama Bear.
She's awake too, you know.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey, Vicky.
Alicia sent me some things.
Silver girl.
Do all kinds of stuff.
They took my video from last night. So
Oh man.
Which
I knew they would.
The video from last night. I didn't get a strike, but they took my video down.
I knew they would.
I don't understand how you don't get a strike, but they take the video down.
I don't know.
I knew they would.
I did too.
Oh, well, you're a bad girl, and they put you in a punishment and took your stuff away.
Took your toys away from you. Is that the idea?
Yeah, they took my toy away.
I just put it.
Next time they're gonna make you stand in the corner.
And
Nobody put baby in the corner.
no baby in the corner. The last link I put in is JP. I meant to tell you, but I just forgot to type the 2 J and the P.
This is from Alicia. Is how do you fund a war? You first need to tell a lie, a big lie.
Very bigly lie. I like that hashtag. Very bigly lie.
And then still don't believe the government would attack its own citizens. Research Operation Northwoods.
Mama Bear, you can come up if you want to. Angel don't mind.
CIA's Operation Mockingbird. We know its disinformation program is complete with every American public believes it's false. So there's crisis actors changing public opinion.
Yeah, Mama Bear Strong, come on up.
In 1968, it was Israeli shekel. These are shekels. 33 years before 9/11.
I used to say, "Come on up."
You see it? You see it?
Yeah, I see it. I saw there's also the fold the dollar thing that drives me crazy.
When was that made?
Questions. That one was in 1968, 33 years before.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
9/11.
33
Hello.
years.
Mama Bear.
Hey.
Hey, Mama.
How you doing? Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Mama Bear.
How are you?
Says, how did
there we
two
go.
planes make 3 buildings fall? Why is there no footage of the plane that hit the Pentagon? How did the Pentagon and Pennsylvania planes vaporize? How do jet fuel burn not enough to melt steel? Why did NORAD make the Air Force? Or why didn't NORAD or the Air Force respond? Why did everyone responsible get promoted instead of fired? Why did the United States invade Iraq if the hijackers were Saudi Arabian? How did 3 steel frame buildings collapse for the first time in history on the same day? Why am I considered a conspiracy theorist for even asking these questions? Yeah. The World Trade Center just didn't blow up by itself.
Didn't blow itself. himself up. Like
Well,
Bill
there's
Clinton
some
blew
things that
himself
went with that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just showing the pictures. The exit hole for the missile pierced 6 walls with 3 rings in the Pentagon.
That is not an airplane.
Meet Lucky Larry. Larry Silverstein, the owner of the World Trade Center, 9/11/2001. Larry just so happened to be absent from work because of the doctor's appointment. He later claimed that appointment was canceled. Rather than returning to the top of the tower for his usual breakfast, he decided to walk around New York City. Larry's family was also absent from work that day and escaped the harm, including his daughter and son, who was running late. Lucky Larry was also fortunate enough to recently taken out a $3.5 billion insurance policy, only weeks before the attacks, July 2001. He went on to attempt to claim that amount twice to tax. Luckily for Larry, he and his family managed to escape death, profit billions from the fall of the towers. Way to go, Larry, you lucky bastard.
You know, that's an evil piece of shit.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
And the other ones that went with that, let's go back to the messages. No, not me. That was me years ago.
Cleopatra.
Yep.
Said, in other people's money, Danny DeVito plays a New York State player named Larry the Liquidator, the nickname for the WTC's owner at the time of 9/11. There's Danny standing in front of the World Trade Center. This is what's called predictive programming. Nothing has been by accident. It's all been a game to them. Pawns no more. Welcome to the next generation of the great awakening of the mankind. Yeah.
Yep. They put it in TV. They put it in movies.
Yep. They put it right in your face, and there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Mama
Bear? Mama Bear?
Well, there was a post in Telegram yesterday that had it was taken from somebody's video camera, and he saved it, and it showed the plane. Well, let me rephrase that. It showed the building blowing up, but there was no airplane.
Right. That was that's Blue Beam. Blue Beam.
Oh,
Blue Beam.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And we all bought it. I bought it.
Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it. Even though it doesn't make any logical sense that a bird can take a plane down. And a bird can cause a massive amount of damage, but they expect us to believe a plane went through molten steel. I mean, in 1930 something, 747 hit the Eiffel Tower, and it put a little bit. It just put a little hole. It didn't knock the whole thing down. It didn't blow it up. It didn't free fall at speed. Free fall.
Those buildings were wired to fall down. They were.
Oh yeah, it was
all the way down
in Florida.
And yep, those buildings too. Yep.
Free fall speed.
The withdrawal from Afghanistan, who left all their everyone's service dogs and the military dogs on the ground to be killed, which is, by the way, Mama Lima, I'm a doggy person.
That's Mama Bear. Mama Bear.
Mama Bear, sorry.
We have another Mama.
Yeah, there's another Mama. And I was so involved that day trying to get my staff that I couldn't go into because I was just literally out of the hospital after abdominal surgery. I was on the phone trying to get them all calmed down and get them, send them home because I'd made the decision they were going home. They didn't think I could send them home. I said, I can send you home. Get out of there and go home and be with your family. Just get out. So once they heard me screaming, they went. But I didn't even look at anything closely until the next day. And by then I'd been in touch with Social Security and everybody else and knew what we were going to do. But I was so busy that day. It was the next day before I saw anything of any significance. And
the next day I was designing T-shirts of the towers with American flags. Everybody wanted everything American flag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they bought Walmart out of American flags. You couldn't buy American flag anywhere.
Right.
I mean,
But they took the search and rescue dogs at the in the basement of the World Trade Center and the dogs that worked for ATF out of their 1 week before, when the Israeli art team showed up, the doggies all went home. So no doggies died except the one that was in the guy left in the basement.
Well, we got married on 9/11.
Oh.
We got married to honor the people that passed.
Yeah.
My husband had just gotten out of the army. We're a military family. We didn't know that Bush did this.
Oh no.
And
they did.
We still don't regret getting married on that day, but we've just since learned things that were evil.
But it's
that
still the
happened
people
on that
that
day.
died is what is important. It's all those people that died and the children that grew up without parents and
right.
all of that stuff, and the kids that were in the towers too.
Right.
I ended up in Vermont getting, I think it was four people from New Jersey and New York to do the same job that they were doing down there to come up and do for me because they wanted out of the city. They had sat and watched it happen, and they couldn't go to work anymore. And so they wanted out, and I had an opening, so I hired them. And so did New Hampshire, and so did Maine. All three of us took in the city people that we hired from out of state, which is not supposed to be done, but we did it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it just didn't make any logical sense.
When I left the office, that out of the 4 I hired, 3 were still there.
And also, when you look at some of the pictures of the wreckage, the beams were sheared, like
a saw done to it,
like a laser cutting, like they
Right.
did by accident.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's just like I've seen enough buildings imploded. You know, when they took down that Trump hotel. I mean, it was the exact same falling.
Well, they said Trump moved out of New York and moved. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, when the Oklahoma bombing happened, they thought that it was directed at Social Security because they were in that building.
Everything has an agenda.
They put us on alert, and most people didn't even know we were there. If they left us,
Look what they did to the Titanic. I mean, they did that to take us out to the central banking system. So they wanted us to not, they wanted to control everything. That if who controls the finances, the air, the education, the food, everything, absolutely everything and everything controls the world. I mean, slavery never ended; it just got wider.
Yeah,
now
everybody.
I mean, now you can't even. You cannot even work one job to survive.
No,
you've got to work 2 to 3 if you're lucky to survive. Vicky must be having phone issues. I mean, but literally, if you don't work 2 or 3 jobs, you're not going to be paying your bills. Everything of mine has gone up.
I can't believe that gas on the peninsula is $4.20 a gallon.
Yeah.
Night shift kicker.
Yeah. He said my nephew was hit with debris outside the towers, broke his shoulder. He saw no planes. Yeah.
That's what the people that came to work for me that watched the towers fall, the guy from New Jersey, his office faced the tower. He said there were no planes.
Yeah.
He was convinced there was, and now it was a while before I got, he got hired and I was talking to him about it, but he said, no, there were no planes. He never saw a plane. And that was one of the reasons he really wanted out, because he didn't know who else was going to go down. And they worked, New Jersey DBS was also in a tall building, and his wife was petrified. And so he said, I got to get out. And the best way to get out and get a new job is just to go from it to another state because it's the same job, and it was easier.
So I wonder what happened to all those people that were on those planes.
Have you heard of Mars?
No.
Yeah, Mars. You know, the planet out there that we're going to go to one day.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
The one that doesn't exist.
Yeah, Mars.
Yeah.
So they're there?
No, they're not there.
Well, there's some people who think they're on the moon or that Mars or someplace like that and been redone, but I don't know.
I think they just gave them. I just think they put them in witness protection program.
They're out in Hollywood on a movie set, saying it's Mars, or they're in the desert somewhere.
Yeah, I think that they put them in the dumps. I mean, what better way to get that many people off of those planes? And
they went down. They went below. There's whole civilizations. There's hotels. There's cities on tops of cities on tops of cities. I mean, it goes. There's some that goes that, you know, just like with Gene Decode, who goes out longitudes and latitudes. He said, why can't we flood them all? He goes, some are so deep that if we were to flood them, we'd be in this ice age because it would take us below the
and
the undercurrent.
Put them down as slaves. I think that they just suddenly became all slaves, and that was the end of it.
Or they went into the cloning centers or wherever else, or their MK Ultra.
They probably told them there'd been a war. My guess is they would have said, "Hey, there's been a war, and there was a bomb dropped, and all these people died, and we're saving your life, and we're taking this is the only place to live, and this is where you're going to have to live now."
This is to show you how much they put it in our face. Just as comedy, like, oh, you know, wouldn't it be fun?
You've got to be brushed because you got stickies on you.
There's
in my bed.
So, Mama Bear, you used to watch Angel on 101s?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she just all of a sudden left, and like I've been wondering without knowing who to ask where she was, and now I found her tonight. So
should ask me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have 5 different channels, and Angela will give you all 5 if you want.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
And because I keep getting strikes, so they took my stream from last night, but I didn't get a strike for it. But they took it and said there's no, I can't protest it. They just took it.
Did you ask a personal question? You can say yes or no. Did you get to see your daughter this summer?
No.
Oh shoot.
Because I didn't get the pokey.
Oh.
I see you're on Facebook.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's better there's no pokey than that she saw her. At least the daughter hadn't had the pokey either.
Well, my whole family has had it, and I'm the black sheep of the family, so I didn't get it, and I'm not going to get it.
Well, I've been receiving medical treatment because I can't wear a mask, and I've had nothing but no medical treatment, no talk to me, no do nothing.
This is how much they're putting it in your face. This is a trailer. Here we go, of a movie.
Whoops.
Here.
Oh, Scott got taken down today while he was broadcasting.
The Cuban Missile Crisis was heating up, and the threat of nuclear war drove the Weber family underground.
How long will we have to stay down here?
35 years.
35 years.
For 3 decades, they lived a fairly normal life. But their son has become a man.
What did you wish for, son?
Now the time has come.
I wish that I could meet a girl.
For Adam to step out and discover the world.
What is it?
The sky! I have never in my life seen anything like it before! Oh, my lucky stars! A Negro!
Say what?
Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
Let me guess something. This is your first visit to La La Land.
Eve, this guy is unbelievable.
I love that show.
You dial 9 to get out.
Of what?
The hotel. Where on earth are you from?
Maybe Eve can guess.
Give me your hand. Okay. You live in Alaska. Are we getting hot?
Yes. From New Line Cinema.
I've never driven before.
And the director of the First Wives Club.
Hi. 1, nice champagne cocktail. I thought only hookers drink this.
Well, I know Mom sure likes them.
Comes a story about a guy in his 30s.
What have you been doing?
Been watching television in color.
Stuck in the 60s.
I love sushi.
I love Lucy.
Looking for love in the 90s.
You're a nice boy. But what Eve needs is a nice man.
I'm Heather.
I don't believe I've ever heard that name before.
Go on, Romeo.
Shall we dance?
You got a big, big car, smokes a big cigar. He looks like a king and he acts like a star. When you see him drive by, he goes, boop, boop. We all stop, hey, Mr. Zoo, Zoo.
You're in love with a guy.
What?
A man walks into your life who's the kindest,
Such a baby.
Oh, I'm the baby?
most incredible guy you've ever met.
No.
Brendan Fraser, Alicia Silverstone, Christopher Walken, and Sissy Spacek. Blast from the past.
Eve, can I skate around your block?
How about it, Eve? Can you skate around your block?
But basically, the threat of a nuclear war. His dad's like some mad scientist who builds a bomb shelter in under his house. A dumb.
Wow.
They just put it right in our face. What a great movie.
They done that all
War Games. Remember War Games? The dumbs.
That
that's
was
in there.
I like that movie too. I liked War Games.
That a thing for Professor Vulcan? I am not ashamed to have built it. So I have a thing for nerds. So the War Games, it was filmed in a dumb. You know, and like Independence Day, plausible deniability.
Yep.
And they're still going to have it because I bet you 2 bits they fake an alien invasion and say it was all the aliens who did it.
Well, they came with Project Bluebeam.
I know.
mean, this is funny right here. I have to share this. This is on Facebook. This is an incredible meme. You remember? If you remember this show, you'll get it. You have a friend or a coworker or an acquaintance who isn't acting normal. Reach out and ask if they're really Scott Bakula attempting to change the history for better. Quantum physics. Remember quantum?
Yeah.
You know, quantum leap.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's them really putting it in our face. Because I mean, they've had the ability to time travel for a very long time.
I think 75 years the last 75 years, or when we find out the truth, we're going to be surprised. A lot of us know things that are going to happen, but a lot of people don't know what's going to happen.
17 says if the real truth comes out, that 99% of us will be in the hospital. I mean, that's even the awake people. That's the people that have even done the research. You know, there's things that we can't even wrap our heads around.
I think that really shocked me was I'm 71, and at the point that I realized I had never voted in an election that wasn't rigged. At 71, never, and I voted in every election I could since I turned 16. That one was an eye opener. Somehow that really I went, okay, this is a false world. I like mine with my dogs instead. Thank you.
The first time I voted was Reagan. First time I voted was Reagan.
Yeah. And I was home the day JFK got killed, saw it happen on TV.
I wasn't born.
I was sick.
I was born in 67, so.
Yeah. And I was sick. I went home again. And
me and Giggles share the same birthday.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. We share the same birthday. It's so cool.
We just have, I'm 1967. You're not 1967.
I'm 72, yeah.
So.
I'm 1950. You don't laugh.
Mama.
No, I didn't mean that.
What part of the States are you from?
Virginia.
Oh. West?
Yeah,
Virginia?
Right in the center, Richmond.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I went to college at ETSU in Johnson City, Tennessee, Tri-Cities area of Tennessee. I grew up in Nashville, went to college in JC, and then spent 30 years in Vermont. And when I went in the wheelchair, I don't think 6 months a year with snow on the ground is a good idea for a wheelchair, so I moved.
Now she's
Yeah.
in Washington State.
Now I'm in Washington State, stuck on a peninsula out in the ocean, and I can't get treatment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Here you go. This is Alicia shared this. This is pretty interesting.
Alicia, you know, she's in Kentucky, and then Vicky is in Georgia.
And I'm in Indiana.
And she's in Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Dorinda comes up sometimes, and she's in Canada, and Remote comes up sometimes, and he's in Canada.
Yeah.
Well,
NDs.
NDs.
I just
Yeah.
sent Deez a message the other day. Something he needed to see.
Did you see his rock trip?
Yes. Yes.
I thought that was fascinating.
Where is NDs anyway?
I don't know. I texted him and let him know I was live. So
I haven't seen him anywhere since the night after he was on here last.
They're on
he's
some
just doing
website,
his
Angel. And I've got all kinds of pictures of dungs if you want to see those too.
yeah, I'm gonna share this real quick. Let me. If I can get it. If I can, hold on. Let's share. Trying to bring it up and then share it, you know. But StreamYard doesn't like to work sometimes. So, this is a video tour of some underground military bases. That looks like Alan's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does.
that's right. It does remind me of Alan.
We don't need the sound, right?
No, I don't need it.
I want to get copyright.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't want to get sound copyright, you know.
That's for sure. Ugh, big people.
But yeah, my friend was surprised. We went up to Aldi's and got some groceries, you know, and she was gonna buy me like $200 worth of groceries. She's got. And we get up there, I'm like filling up the cart, and I'm like, oh, clearly this is like, I think it's getting close, you know. So we go up there and bringing it in. It was like $110. She was like,
yeah, shoot.
Yeah, and she's like, holy crap, we got all. I mean, we got steaks, I got chicken, I got thighs, I got legs, I got, you know, some frozen pasta dishes, and I got some bagels and some schmear and some butter.
You get a lot of stuff from there with a decent budget, you know.
Well, I mean,
You get
huh?
most.
What?
Did you get most?
I mean, I was people shopping. And a dog food is not covered by what she was paying with.
Oh.
No.
Get my mom. Yeah.
I'm just saying, think about it. Little
He
money.
got him treats, so he's good. So
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 25-ton blast doors.
I wonder if they've run down into there. They're digging like crazy at the White House. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
They're digging up the lawn.
I have pictures of those too.
Huh?
I have pictures of those too.
Just drop it in private. We'll play it. So, yeah.
'Cause I can't imagine what they're digging because they're supposed to have already gotten the dumps from under the White House. So I don't know what they're digging for.
There's more. I think they found more.
Oh.
Yep.
See the Walmart symbol? Yeah.
Everywhere.
What is it?
Oh, there's a new one.
Yeah.
there's a new, instead of Bye Bye Walmart, that grocery chain, that shopping, there's another one that I can tell you in a minute when I have to let him go, and I don't want to, he'll run.
Yeah.
But it's a new way, like Bye Bye Walmart, to buy, so that those of us like me who cannot get out of the house and have to buy from Amazon can buy and not have to buy from those idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on. It was on one of the videos I sent you guys last night.
Yeah,
That
it
Brad
was,
video at the end of it, at the very end of the Brad video, he talks about it. And I've got my appointment to talk to him this weekend.
Yeah.
To see what all it's all about. Because I want to start participating and don't pay them, but I can't as long as I'm.
But they have a highway like this is showing. A highway that goes from what, California to Maine.
They got a cotton picking submarine lake that they can go from Maine to Seattle in.
What
Yeah.
doom and gloom it is to be under those things.
Well,
That would
it's just
freak
like
me
a
the hell
cave.
out.
You've been in caves before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Long time ago when I was a kid.
Concept.
There's a cave here in Kentucky. Kentucky is nothing but caves.
Yep.
It's from Tennessee all the way up to Pennsylvania.
Great.
All, the whole cave system is one big, huge cave system.
Up the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
went to a cave up in the Alabama somewhere.
also it's also through Arkansas up to Tennessee and all that. Because Arkansas is where you get all the crystals from, the crystal caves. Nothing full of bunch of, that's where you get all your beautiful crystals from. It's Arkansas.
I wish they would show the submarine route. I wish I could see that one. That's the one I want to see. Of course, I think having loved the coast of Maine and knowing that they come out up here.
Yeah.
Have they always been made to be used for bad, or they got turned over to be used as bad?
I don't know. I don't know how I think they probably started out good.
No.
Maybe not, because then nobody would have had that idea fast enough.
You don't hide anything that's good.
Well, remember the article that I gave you last night about the catacombs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizard people and all that newspaper article?
Yes. I sent that to my friend who just moved from San Diego to Mississippi to get out of California. Asked her if she'd heard about it, and she said she had heard about it when she was in school, but she didn't remember much about it. So she talked to her mom last night, and apparently mom remembers more.
Yeah. That's why they're killing off all the old people, because they kill off the history.
History.
Yeah. So, but it's just, remember Escape from Witch Mountain? That was a dumb back in the day. That was a Disney movie, Escape from Witch Mountain. Kids trying to, they had secret powers, and stuff like that, and disassociation, and it's all.
If you don't have a map for underneath there, you could get good and lost real fast.
Oh, they have maps. I'll show you some when I'm done with the video.
Yeah, I just sent you some too.
Yeah, I got them. So, I mean, when I found Gene Deco, because I woke up during the pandemic, the beginning of it, my friend came over and it's like, hey, you want to watch a video? So I'm watching, I'm like, sure. So he puts on the Fall Cabal 1 through 10.
Oh my gosh.
Red pill, I'm awake, I've been researching ever since, and he's like, I just didn't expect you to go, completely, full on, and I was, I realized, when you see the devil is real and God's real and everything that they've ever tried to convince you was a lie, everything was a lie. Every single thing in this world was a lie. It's all a manipulation. It's all You know, why do we have to pay on a planet that we're born on? Why are we the only species on this planet that has to pay to live here? I mean, it just doesn't make any logical sense, you know, and it's just like, you know, slavery still around. It's just you're getting paid slaves' wages, you know, and it's like you can't survive. I mean, why do you work and work and work and work until finally, if you're lucky enough to live to 60, you can if you are lucky enough to have a savings, you can, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Well, the majority of us don't have that. We don't get that luxury.
No, we don't.
It's if you can survive all the stuff they've been trying to kill us with for years. The cancer, the illnesses, the poisoning of our food, our water system, our air, you know, our minds. You know, my dad didn't die from cancer. He died from the treatment. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Treatment's gonna help mine. So.
He died from radiation poisoning. Talk about being the worst kind of prison is when your body starts shutting down, but your brain is 100% still there.
Yep.
That's the worst kind of hell.
Alicia, are you in Oregon?
No,
No.
I'm in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I just saw that. I saw what you left in chat, and I just wondered.
I do a lot of research, and I found that. Thought maybe y'all would like to see it.
Yeah, I want to look that up since I'm only across the Columbia from Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, I watched that clip about Potato Head that kept on looking at his watch. That was
That
if that
pissed
was
me off.
acting, if that was acting, they did a really good job.
Well, they said that's signs that he has dementia because they always look for a watch or some type of what time is it? So they
That's
can
just
get
disrespectful to while a funeral procession, you're never looking at your
I
watch.
agree. Totally.
Never.
Especially if you're the president of the United States.
And those are servicemen who died for our country.
Correct.
Who sacrificed their lives. I mean, you're going to look at your watch like, how long is this going to
Like
take?
how long is this? Right. Exactly.
One of those fathers were interviewed. None of them wanted to meet him.
Yeah, they all walked out. A lot of his families walked out. They didn't want to meet him.
Didn't even want to be in the same room with him.
Nope. They wanted nothing to do with him. They said Trump was there. This would never have happened.
Yep.
I think it's trying to wake people up.
Not fast enough, though.
They don't hurry up. Those people those 20-something thousand people that are still in Americans and American allies that are still over there are going to be dead shortly.
Now the mainstream media is trying to say that they want to be there.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, that's the narrative. They don't want to leave. They're there by choice. They want to stay there. Oh,
Yeah.
that's why they're being raped and sodomized at the airport, because they want to be there. Children are being raped and sodomized because they want to be there. Sure.
Well, the breakdown on Lynn Wood's recent dog-com is that there's 3 down, 1 to go.
Mm-hmm. Where did that go? There we go. That one was done. So we'll show some of Alicia's. Yeah, I'm on. If I can get my StreamYard to work. Thank you. Alright, stop there. We're going to share some of Alicia's great.
Have y'all heard
things
about
she shared.
the bunkers over in the Netherlands of the celebrities? Have y'all seen pictures of those?
No, I haven't.
Well, they destroyed those before the celebrities even got over there to them.
Good.
There we go.
I think
This is
Gino talked about that.
this is the digging of around the White House.
Why did they?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that went a little fast. Different levels underneath. Tunnel system, Washington, D.C. All of them have tunnels. All of them have buildings underneath. White House tunnel.
Do we know who dug the DC tunnels? Who commissioned them or whatever?
This is a 250 million underground complex at Epstein's Island. There's all the different levels.
Underground.
The Via Orladia Legato province of Como, Italy. There is a tunnel.
And then I'll give you a picture of the entrance of the tunnel.
Oh, right, hold on. There it is.
There it is.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then there's a map of and this is 1978, shows the network of underground tunnels. This is a vast labyrinth of bases under the U.S., with most of the entrance located in the National Forest. This was 1978. Imagine how much bigger it is now.
Looks like that tunnel that goes from Maine starts in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Right here is that's Louisville. That's Lexington. That's Frankfurt right there. So.
The big dot in Tennessee is in some place really.
That's Ashland.
No, it's not Ashland. I can't remember. It starts with a J. But it's in an area that.
That's the Appalachians, isn't it?
It's close. It's not too far from where Pinball is.
And Dollywood and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's away from Dollywood. It's up above the mountains, actually.
Here's some cities. Hold on. Here we go. We'll show this. Share the stream. You got to know these things. You got to do your own research. I respect anybody that's doing research. This is in Derikio. There's this ancient multi-level underground city in Turkey. So, volcanic rock landscape of Turkey's Cappadocia region is pockmarked with several different underground cities, but perhaps none as vast or impressive as Derikio, whatever that word is. The labyrinth basic complex dates around 8th century BC, which is before Christ. Was most likely built to serve as refuge during periods of war and invasion. With this in mind, 18-story interior was self-contained metropolis that included ventilation shafts, wells, kitchens, schoolrooms, oil presses, bathhouse, winery, living space, and some 20,000 people. When threatened by attack, each level of the city could be sealed off behind a collection of monolithic stone doors. Historians believe the Hittites or the Pharaohs were among the Draco's earliest builders, but later occupied and expanded by the host of other groups, including Byzantine era Christians who behind a collection of underground frescoes and chapels. Despite its long history, the city wasn't rediscovered until 1960s. A local man stumbled upon some tunnels while renovating his home. This is Nurs. This is in France, the underground city. There's a Wielkazia salt mine. This is in Poland. Look at how intricately those are crafted. Wow. Remember, that reminds me of is in the Avengers movie when they were trying to get that cube from that guy that told the future and stuff. I mean, they put so much truth in movies, it's not even funny.
National Treasure.
No, it was the Avengers. Remember the Avengers
okay.
when they
Okay.
had the cube, and it had and the guy from Germany who was a red demon that had eternal life, and this light tool was from the aliens and stuff like that. Because Hitler wanted power and all that. It was based, and it wasn't that. It was Captain America. Captain America. That's what it was. Captain America. Yeah, it was. And it had the guy from that played Agent Smith in the Matrix. He was on who played the evil guy with the red face. So.
Believe in SC wants you to look at something, I guess, at 11:05.
I will in a minute. Give me one second.
Okay. I just
And then
didn't know she said that.
that was in Poland. This is in Lalabella. This is in New Jerusalem. This is in Jerusalem. It says 12th century devout king ordered destruction of 11 eye-catching Christian churches. Volcanic rock. I guess they're underground. Beijing underground city. Someone's phone's ringing.
That's me.
I'll mute. Yeah. Okay, you got it. All right. All right. This is the cameo from the film Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Petra is an ancient caravan city tucked within the mountains of southern Jordan. Orvieto. This is in Italy. Burlington, which is British. That's in England. So there's a lot of secret hidden cities under cities under cities under cities. Just like they said, with Antarctica, it didn't disappear; it just went underground. So I lost power. I lost sound, and I'm lost. Sorry. Am I locked? Hello?
Hello. Hello?
Change my speaker.
Hello.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. It froze a little bit.
Yeah. And then we lost
Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. Mama Bear, come back.
Oh, wait. She said.
What'd she say?
Down. She said she had to stop. My dog's barking. I have to drop down, hop down. I'll be back for sure. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thanks for joining.
I don't know.
11:05. What happened? 11:05. That's not 11:05.
Yeah, it did something weird. It dropped me too.
It's very weird. Maybe I'm over the target. Maybe I'm over the target.
Over the target.
Let me refresh.
What else do y'all want to get into?
I'm trying to see what Believe in wanted me to look at. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting on my YouTube to bring up because I can't grab anything in chat unless I'm on YouTube.
Oh, you want me to get it? Hey, here, I'll get it.
It's 11:05. I think Silver's on the phone, so I'll just drop it in private.
Okay.
How you doing, Dana? There, thank you. This is so. Let's see this. Share. Come on. I can get my StreamYard to cooperate with me. Come on. Share audio. Come on. It work. And they really don't want to play this one.
I know, right? I'm sure we don't get no copyright.
Yeah, I don't hear anything anyways.
What language is this?
There's English on top.
I know that, but what is the subtitle? Another one.
Netherlands or something, or Swedish. Who knows? Is there music?
I don't hear any words.
Is there music or anything?
There is some type of music.
There's
But
music.
Okay.
It didn't have any words though. I think it had, somehow had 2 words. Taking the copyright.
Switzerland. Russia. Comfort. That's my shower curtain.
Look at that precious sweetie. Mm. That was good.
It doesn't matter what hell we go through as long as those babies are saved. I want all the babies to be safe.
Right.
You know, you got to understand some of these people going away, getting away, because they just can't believe that somebody could be so cruel. They don't want to believe that people could be that bad.
But people have to realize and be grateful for any privileges that we have here, because in other countries they don't have the same privilege. I mean, a lot of these girls are raised in villages that they have nothing. They have less than nothing. They have nothing and nothing. You know, and they take these jobs that are saying, "Oh, come to this country and clean houses or clean hotel rooms or cook or stuff like that." So they go because they're desperate. They have no money, no way of feeding their families, and they go there and they're tricked. And the next thing you know, they're getting raped and human trafficked and everything else because they're just trying to make a living. And then when they go to the police and cry for help, they're basically treated like they're tissues. They're invisible. You're already a prostitute now, so you don't matter.
Yep. She said she was tired. That's why she dropped down. She didn't want to fall asleep on the panel.
Oh, that's all right.
And we all done it.
In our Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Trump is the best president we've ever had.
Yep.
Said Hawk got taken down during live stream, and Mark B has disappeared too.
Yep.
Interesting. Hey, Cupcake.
Mark B, we took his channel down again.
He's disappeared.
But he had a scheduled show coming up or something.
Well, they took down my video last night, but I didn't get a strike for it though. Who's Outcast? I don't know who that is. Dan Scavino posted something 44 minutes ago. Let's see what that is. It's an air show. Hold on. We'll see what comms those are. He usually has good comms on those. Hold on. Let's see. Close out this. Pull this up. Mm.
Would you lay down somewhere? Go to bed.
Dan Scavino.
Stand with me now and watch this salute to our fallen heroes as it approaches from behind to the right. Their names: Max Soviet, David Espinoza, Riley McCollum, Kareem Yakui, Hunter Lopez, Ryan Knott, Jared Schmitz, David Cage, Nicole Ely, Jared Cooper, Johanny Rosar Bichardo, Roberto Lopez, Dylan Miller.
That was from Dan Scavino.
Stand with me now. Watch the salute to our fallen.
What time? Dan Scavino. It said 1 hour ago at 9:37. So we should check out the comms for 9:37. Mark is there, but nothing showing. He may have taken down his. Sometimes he takes down his videos.
Yeah, he does right after the stream. Yeah.
Yeah. 37. 37. 9:37. That's what it said. Let's double check. Yeah, 9:37. So 9:37. There's a 166 right there. There's a bunch of glimpse. You cannot possibly imagine the size of this. Trust the plan. There is more good than bad. The world is helping. We are not alone. We are connected in this fight. Patriots unite. We are winning big. Watch the speech. God bless.
And then George News played the speech or the inauguration. Right.
Tonight?
No, that was last night.
Last night. Yeah.
Okay, let me go with George News, right? George News. I like George News. I do.
Yeah, I posted, remember last night I posted in chat everything that he posted in.
Yeah, you were saying what they say, and then
yeah.
Let's see. That's not good. Where's my George? George News. There it is. Okay.
Go to bed.
So we're gonna
talking to my dog. He's standing there. He's whining at me because he wants me. He's ready to go to bed.
Dogs
Go to
are
bed.
weird. They're like guys, you know. They just can't
What's
do
all
anything.
that noise?
I don't know what that noise is. Here. The which speech? Which one? Do you remember?
From last night.
2 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours.
No, it's the 23-hour one. Monday. Up at the top. That one.
That one?
Yep.
Let's see. Like, oh, speech.
Did y'all know that's Trump's favorite hymnal song?
Really? Look at the Tiffany blue outfit. Let's see.
George News was basically saying, listen to his words, promises made, promises kept.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. Let's wait good to the speech part. Past all the politicians. So. Oh, there we go.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Best day that ever happened to us, right there.
Chief Justice Roberts, President Carter, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, fellow Americans, and people of the world, thank you. We, the citizens of America, are now joined in a great national effort to rebuild our country and restore its promise for all of our people. Together, we will determine the course of America and the world for many, many years to come. We will face challenges. We will confront hardships, but we will get the job done. Every 4 years, we gather on these steps to carry out the orderly and peaceful transfer of power. And we are grateful to President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama for their gracious aid throughout this transition. They have been magnificent. Thank you. Today's ceremony, however,
Look at that.
has very
That's cool.
special meaning.
Military
Because today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C. and giving it back to you, the people.
Amen.
That's awesome.
Yep. Nope.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you. It belongs to everyone gathered here today and everyone watching all across America. This is your day. This is your celebration. And this, the United States of America, is your country.
Yep.
What truly matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people. January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement, the likes of which the world has never seen before.
Amen.
At the center of this movement is a crucial conviction that a nation exists to serve its citizens. Americans want great schools for their children, safe neighborhoods for their families, and good jobs for themselves. These are just and reasonable demands of righteous people and a righteous public. But for too many of our citizens, a different reality exists. Mothers and children trapped in poverty in our inner cities, rusted.
Uh-oh. I don't like it. Did I get locked out again? Hold on, let me see if I can get it up here. Hold on. Trying to see if I can get it to work. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, at least I'm still here. They don't like his inauguration speech.
Nope.
Let me get my.
It's something positive and good, and they
Yeah.
don't want us to hear that.
Apparently, I can't even get out of StreamYard. StreamYard locked me.
StreamYard locked you up?
Yep.
Okay.
So I have to hop down and reboot. Y'all keep yourself entertained. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back, y'all.
All right. Well, what a day we've had, Alicia, right?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
I said, oh yeah.
Man. Huh. Roller coaster. Roller
Don't
coaster.
hear us in chat.
Whatever the sun. What? It is off the sun passing by tonight. What is that?
CME.
CME, what is that?
Oh yeah, the Moderna Vax took a upside down trip today. In a
What
truck.
did it do?
In a truck.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I seen that. Didn't you send me that, Alicia? Or I just see that somewhere else?
I haven't seen it.
But that truck,
all I've done is hear about it.
The Moderna, a truck that was carrying the Moderna shot, it wrecked and went all over the road or something.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Where did I see that from? Where did I see that? On the news, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's what, but it's. I think I just found it because I think it's when Alicia dropped. Did you drop it?
She said she didn't.
No.
Somebody dropped it. I'll put it in chat.
Wasn't it Angel?
I don't know. Hang on.
I don't remember.
That's Linda.
Vicky, what are you doing, Vicky? You up? Wake up.
I'm here. I'm just listening.
I'm messing with you.
Truck, yeah, it's truck carrying Moderna Jabberwockies.
Buddy, come here. Get in here. What
I
are you
don't
doing?
know.
Away.
So,
Throw them away.
but there's the link when she comes back. It starts out, I didn't think that was it because of the fact it starts out with Mr. T. I wasn't. It's Believing in South Carolina dropped it.
Okay. I was like, what? Is that what did it happen? New Jersey? Where did it happen?
I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah, I got it, Believing. I don't know how to share, so we'll have to wait for her. Oh, this is funny.
Vicky, I thought Vicky sent me something today in Facebook Messenger, and I thought it was going to be that Zoom thing for that Bible study she was doing.
Oh, do you want it?
Well, I was thinking about it.
Oh, okay. I have to get it.
But I have to download Zoom because I don't have it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'll send you the information about how to. First, you got to go register.
Yeah, register.
You have to register on the church and stuff, and then you'll get emails and stuff.
Just let me know. Send it to me.
Yeah, it's every Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
Yep, we're doing Job.
But I was laughing when you said that first one. I started laughing. It was Joe Biden's signs, talking about the signs. Keep them up in your yard. That was cute.
Oh.
Don't take them. What?
I just found something.
What?
So I want to take you.
That's rare. I just found a Glenn Beck that's only 12 minutes. I didn't know he could talk that small amount. And then there's another one where he only talked 11 minutes. What's up wrong with him? I wonder, she'll text me if she's got a real problem, so I hope. Wonder why StreamYard took her out.
No, well, mine's been freezing and knocking me out as well.
Yep, that's what mine was doing. And the guy came out today and said something outside on this box where whatever is. He said that it was loose and it was taking more of the power on the other side of something. And there's two of them, and I don't know. I was like, okay. He said he fixed it. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
The outside box.
Yeah. I was like, well, how'd it come loose? Because I haven't touched it.
Boy,
anyway.
You know how when you pull up a YouTube video and then on the right-hand side there's all the long list of other videos you might want to watch?
Yeah.
There's at least 6 done today making fun of Potato.
Oh, he's easy target.
Oh, you back?
Yep.
Stop talking about everybody.
Yeah, we can't talk about you when you come back that quick. I put the thing about the
everyone gathered here today and everyone watching all across America. This is your day. This is your celebration. And this, the United States of America, is your country. What truly matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people.
I like the expression on those idiots' faces.
Will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again.
Amen.
The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement, the likes of which the world has never seen before.
Makes sense, huh?
At the center of this movement is a crucial conviction that a nation exists to serve its citizens. Americans want great schools for their children, safe neighborhoods for their families, and good jobs for themselves. These are just and reasonable demands of righteous people and a righteous public. But for too many of our citizens, a different reality exists. Mothers and children trapped in poverty in our inner cities, rusted out factories scattered like tombstones across the landscape of our nation, an education system flush with cash, but which leaves our young and beautiful students deprived of all knowledge. And the crime and the gangs and the drugs that have stolen too many lives and robbed our country of so much unrealized potential. This American carnage stops right here and stops right now. We are one nation, and their pain is our pain. Their dreams are our dreams, and their success will be our success. We share one heart, one home, and one glorious destiny. The oath of office I take today is an oath of allegiance to all Americans.
You.
For many decades, we've enriched foreign industry at the expense of American industry, subsidized the armies of other countries while allowing for the very sad depletion of our military. We've defended other nations' borders while refusing to defend our own. And spent trillions and trillions of dollars overseas while America's infrastructure has fallen into disrepair and decay. We've made other countries rich while the wealth, strength, and confidence of our country has dissipated over the horizon. One by one, the factories shuttered and left our shores, with not even a thought about the millions and millions of American workers that were left behind. The wealth of our middle class has been ripped from their homes and then redistributed all across the world.
Yep.
But that is the past. And now we are looking only to the future. We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries, making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs. Protection will lead to great prosperity and strength. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down. America will start winning again, winning like never before. We will bring back our jobs. We will bring back our borders. We will bring back our wealth. And we will bring back our dreams. We will build new roads and highways and bridges and airports and tunnels and railways all across our wonderful nation. We will get our people off of welfare and back to work, rebuilding our country with American hands and American labor. We will follow two simple rules: buy American and hire American. We will seek friendship and goodwill with the nations of the world, but we do so with the understanding we will follow two simple rules: buy American and hire American. We will seek friendship and goodwill with the nations of the world, but we do so with the understanding that it is the right of all nations to put their own interests first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones and unite the civilized world against radical Islamic terrorism, which we will eradicate completely from the face of the earth. At the bedrock of our politics will be a total allegiance to the United States of America. And through our loyalty to our country, we will rediscover our loyalty to each other. When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.
Amen.
The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable.
Amen.
There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God.
Amen.
Finally, we must think big and dream even bigger. In America, we understand that a nation is only living as long as it is striving. We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action, constantly complaining, but never doing anything about it. The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. Do not allow anyone to tell you that it cannot be done. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our division. It's time to remember that old wisdom our soldiers will never forget, that whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all enjoy the same glorious freedoms, and we all salute the same great American flag. And whether a child is born in the urban sprawl of Detroit or the windswept plains of Nebraska, they look up at the same night sky, they fill their heart with the same dreams, and they are infused with the breath of life by the same Almighty Creator. So to all Americans in every city, near and far, small and large, from mountain to mountain, from ocean to ocean, hear these words: you will never be ignored again. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. And your courage and goodness and love will forever guide us along the way. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you. God bless America.
Look at them lizards back there.
Potato head.
Look at all that evil. Just look at all that evil he's forced.
All that traitors, all them traitors.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to go disinfect his hands with this.
Looks weird.
Yeah.
You know he wanted to disinfect his hands.
Pelosi. I didn't see her up there. I know she had to be there, but I don't see her.
I don't see her. Maybe she's shapeshifted. There's another traitor right there.
This time, I call on Rabbi Marvin Heyer, Reverend Franklin Graham, and Bishop Wayne T. Jackson to provide readings and the benediction.
Who is he?
Dr. Roberts.
Don't he look like he's kind of look like Fauci a little bit?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Bless President Donald J. Trump and America, our great nation. Guide us to remember the words of the psalmist, who may dwell on your holy mountain, one who does what is right and speaks the truth, who knows that when you eat the labor of your hands, you are praiseworthy, that he who sows in tears shall reap in joy, because the freedoms we enjoy are not granted in perpetuity, but must be reclaimed by each generation. As our ancestors have planted for us, so we must plant for others. While it is not for us to complete the task, neither are we free to desist from them. Dispense justice for the needy and the orphan, for they have no one but their fellow citizens.
Huh.
And it's something.
That did look like that little doctor dude.
The Fuki.
Yeah, Spooky.
Spooky.
Looked just like him.
We were all talking while you were off playing a while ago, Amanda, and we want to see the truck.
What truck?
The third one up in private chat. You do too, by the way.
Let me share this with that Tabitha sent me. Hold on. I can get my.
Oh yeah, that truck. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh man.
I love the way that truck one starts, and Angel will be thrilled.
Hold on. Let me share this 1 second. Hold on. This is salty cracker. Salty cracker. Told her I'd show it next, so I'll show her this and then we'll watch it here.
Oh man. Oh. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow here. It's supposed to feel good outside tomorrow.
Oh no, friends. You hate to see it. A big old truckload of the 100% safe, 100% effective experimental jib spilled all over the freeway. Oh, the humanity, boys. Oh, the humanity. Think of how many people are now going to be dead. Because this life-saving miracle Fauci juice is now eating holes in the asphalt. Don't worry about it. Go out there and take the totally safe, totally effective booster jib at this point, my friends. Let's all take a second and laugh at the fact that we're going to be taking one of Tim Pool's articles over here, and we're going to read one of his own articles. We're going to come at that dude. We're going to step on your game, Tim. We're over here at Timcast Boys exclusive. Emergency response says Department of Defense has taken over vaccine shipment crash that shuttered airspace. Oh yeah, this all makes sense. Guys, every aspect of this, it's sound as a pound, baby. What you so concerned about? So what? You got a truckload of course, the Fauci medicine over here spilling all over the place. Of course, the first person that you call for this is the Department of Defense. And then you shut down the airspace for 5 miles in every direction. That's what you're going to do. Cordon everything off, put everybody in a fucking hazmat suit. That's right. Essentially, cut the fucking asphalt out and replace it because, of course, boys, you can't let anybody get their hands on, of course, this Fauci ouchie that's spilled all across the place. This seems weird, by the way, doesn't it? We're all in this together, guys. We're all in this together. Worldwide scariest pandemic of all times. Why is anybody allowed? Why is anybody allowed to make a profit off of this, considering taxpayers paid for all of this, right? Did we pay for all of this? Shouldn't this be like a fucking open source mRNA experimental jib? No? You spill any of this out there and you're going to get the Department of Defense involved? I live next to a freeway. Shit's always jackknifing over there. The other day, a truck full of beer jackknife. I was like, I'm down there. I had a fucking Steiner McGawk, boys, and I was down there trying to scoop that shit off the sidewalk. They didn't send anybody out there. The Department of Defense didn't shut anything down. They didn't even block anything off. They threw 4 fucking flares in the street. They said, go around. Didn't need hazmat suits. Didn't need any of that. But for this, boy, they called the motherfucking Space Force. They were triangulating different satellites to make sure that nobody's in the vicinity of this. Why? What you guys so concerned about? It's like you guys are fucking worried. Hey, isn't it weird that thing that they keep wanting to, stick little kids with, it turned the asphalt into something that looks like the Toxic Avenger's face, just bubbling up. Anyway, Let's go take a look at what's going on, boys. Let's go take a look at what's going on. The West Virginia Center for Threat Preparedness has confirmed to Timcast that the Department of Defense has taken over the case of a truck carrying Moderna vaccines that crashed near a waterway off Interstate 79. And again, I got a lot of questions. Department of Defense. The fuck is in that? Everybody's sitting there going, what's in that jib? What's in that jib? The fucking Terminator, apparently. He had T-1000s up in there, T-2000, whatever the fuck the liquid dude is. Somebody take a look into this. Somebody investigate. Could you imagine we get kicked off of YouTube for that? Oh, excuse me. You've been fact-checked. How dare you spread medical misinformation by saying Terminators are in the shot. You dumb assholes. Anyway, the Center for Threat Preparedness was in charge of trying to recover the vaccines, but are no longer permitted to speak to the press about the incident. Instead, they referred us to the National COVID Response Press Secretary at the United States Department of Health and Human Services. Gotta imagine, a fucking woke individual probably got all of their woke paraphernalia on while they don't answer any questions, mind you. Okay, so, again, here you've got a truck. It jackknifes. Now you've got the Department of Defense. They're taking over. They're not going to answer any questions. And they say, you got any questions? Go talk to the National COVID Press Response Secretary at the Department of Human Health Services. All right, that's not weird. That's not weird. That shit happens all the time. All right. As Timcast previously reported, fucking air traffic. Air traffic. It was shut down while hazmat cleaning crews spent 21 hours in the area near Morgantown. The northbound side of the interstate was also closed for all traffic. They closed the other side down. This dude ended up in a fucking ditch. They said, close everything down. Get hazmat down here. Get the Department of Defense. Again, cleanest medical injection of all times, boys. Nothing to see. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to close down the airspace. Fascinating. Very weird. Here's what they're telling everybody. A tractor trailer carrying the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine to be sent as aid to a foreign country lost control in the interstate, struck a concrete barrier, and went down over the embankment approximately 30 feet and rolled on its side. Monongalia County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, the driver was trapped inside the vehicle and had to be extricated. He was transported and treated for minor injuries at Ruby Memorial Hospital. Well, was he double jammed? Did he have his booster? And was he wearing 14 fucking masks while he was transporting this totally safe, totally effective chemical? The statement went on to say that the hazmat team has brought in to clear oil and antifreeze for 21 hours. For 21 hours. Again, I live next to a freeway. I've seen shit jackknife at least 5 times. It don't take 21 hours. I've seen them transporting nuclear waste. I'm talking about glowing fucking rods. That shit spills all over the place. They done it in about 4 hours, guys. And they don't even bother shutting down the other side. But this, holy shit. They're out there. They have motherfucking people in hazmats. They have motherfuckers in spacesuits. And they're setting the fucking asphalt on fire. They were returning the asphalt back to magma. Don't ask any questions, you fucking bigots. What, you anti-science bigot? They burned all the weed. They set all of the brush on fire over here. You know that works. So look, the Monongalia County Sheriff's Office and they got a hazmat team and the Governor Jim Justice's office all refused to answer questions. Hey, nobody want to talk about this. Nobody. Can we get Fauci on the phone? No? This is the one time Fauci doesn't want to fucking say anything? Somebody explain to me why we're going through all of this for a totally safe, 100% safe, 100% effective jib. Okay, so now the sheriff's office doesn't want to talk to anybody. The sheriff's, they declined to answer any questions. They said, well, go to the Facebook page. Go to the Facebook page. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't even have Facebook. How the fuck's that going to work? And say, okay, well, the Facebook page isn't going to answer anything. Don't worry. The deputy's not going to answer anything. The sheriff's not going to answer anything. Hey, go talk to the Department of Defense. Department of Defense is like, no, we don't answer anything here. No, we don't answer questions over here. Go talk to Health and Human Services. This seems like this should be just open and shut. Yeah, fucking truck transporting this fell over. Yeah. Yeah, so we cleaned some of the vaccine off the road. Nah, no big deal. What's going on over here? Oh, why did you shut the airspace down? Shut up! Shut up! You can't even tell me if any of the vaccines still on the truck. Timcast asked, and they said, no, of course not. Well, the increasingly irritated deputy would not confirm or deny if the vaccine spilled into the surrounding area. When pressed about it, the public health concern, he said, quote, that's why we responded. See, they don't responded what? You're not answering any questions. You guys are treating this like it's a fucking nuclear waste explosion over here. Fascinating how that works. while also encouraging little children to get all fucking boosted up with this stuff. That's fantastically interesting. And then, of course, they're confirming that the airspace surrounding the crash was also closed, according to a report by WBOY. Local residents said that people were being stopped from flying hobby drones to see what was going on. Yeah, you ain't allowed, yeah, you fucking plebs. What? Look at you defying gravity with your fucking toys over here trying to take a look at it. 100% safe, 100% effective, totally safe. Jib, don't worry about it. Yeah, but we're wondering why the asphalt's melting over here. Shut up. Shut up. Go to CVS and get 15 of these in your mouth. Oh, you hate science and you're killing all the fucking nurses and grandmas out there, man. Anyway, my friends, there you go. That was fucking fascinating. This is very interesting. Department of Defense rushes in when a truck falls over, closes off the airspace, brings in Health and Human Services, brings in hazmat teams, shuts down the other 4 lanes of the freeway. Won't answer any questions. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to say anything. And they go, hey, just go out there and, shoot yourself up with this type of stuff. It's totally fine. Cool. That makes all the sense in the world. But there you have it, my friends. It doesn't get weirder than that, does it? It's clown work. It's definitely going to get, why I say that? It's going to get way weirder than that. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video support check. I hope you kept up to date with this shit over here. Hit that subscribe button and make way.
Salty cracker free.
Lord mercy.
That's salty cracker. Salty cracker.
That's funny. Now, the last 2 are short Glenn Beck.
Where's the truck you said?
Huh?
The truck?
That's the one I wanted you to play, is the one you just played.
Oh.
That one? Yeah.
And then I put 2 short, like 10 and 12 minute, which I've never seen, of Glenn Beck in there that ought to be good.
Who was that guy we just saw?
Salty cracker.
It was silly. I don't like him.
He was silly.
He is silly, but he's very informative. My friend,
Right. He's just
very
funny.
weak. He's goofy about it, but it makes it entertaining at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend who's awake, he's one of my first friends I ever, that I knew personally. That, he was like, I could have swore you were a diehard liberal. And I was like, how dare you? And he was like, what do you mean? I said, I voted for Trump in 2017. Thank you very much. Or 2016. I said, I voted for him then. I'm going to vote for him in 2020. So he was like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you watch? And I'm like, X22 report. He goes, yep, you're awake. I was like, So didn't you say there was a new JP as well?
Yep.
All right.
It's, wait a minute.
Okay, I see it. Let's see it.
Should Potato resign?
Yeah. Yes, he should.
That's JP.
Yeah. It's, man. Yeah.
Good evening. As Hunter's dad single-handedly caused the deadliest day in Afghanistan since 2011, should Biden be forced to resign?
Look at that jacket.
And more for you tonight. But first, let's bring you up to speed about all the blood on Biden's clean hands. After military intelligence warned the Biden administration that a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan was U.S. troops, Biden decided to pull out all U.S. troops. Shockingly, the Taliban then took over Afghanistan, leaving tens of thousands of Americans and American allies stranded as the murderous Taliban began hunting them down. Biden's decision to defy military intelligence came after military intelligence found no signs of intelligence within the Biden administration. Biden then sent troops back into a now much more dangerous Afghanistan. And just days later, a bombing at the Kabul airport killed over 200 people, including 13 U.S. service members, making Biden single-handedly responsible for the deadliest day in Afghanistan since 2011. But if it weren't for Biden, the families of these fallen 13 U.S. service members wouldn't have had the chance to receive the worst news of their entire lives. And that's something the Biden administration can start building back better on, and to continue building better on it during the dignified transfer of the fallen U.S. service members, as the nation was pouring its heart out with love and respect for them and their families. Biden was busy showing no signs of respect for them and their families, as he was seen checking his watch. The mother of one Marine who was killed because of Biden's Afghanistan decisions had this to say about Biden when speaking of her son's death. "I never thought that feckless piece of crap would send him to his death and smirk on television while he's talking about people dying with his nasty smirk. The dementia-ridden piece of crap needs to be removed from office. It never would have happened under Trump." She went on to call Biden a treasonous man and a disgusting piece of crap. This just in! Fact checkers had to make no corrections to her statements. In other news, Biden left tens of thousands of Americans behind, along with tens of thousands of American allies, leaving them for dead in the hostile-controlled Taliban Afghanistan. But interfering with Biden's plan to get more Americans killed, a group of Special Forces veterans went to Afghanistan on their own private rescue mission to save American lives, as well as high-risk Afghanistan allies. Soldiers who assisted these special rescue missions chose to directly disobey the Biden administration's orders to not go outside the perimeter of the airport. And for all of you sitting at home with blue hair thinking socialism would be a good idea, this is what bravery, not obedience, looks like. This just in! These patriots are absolute heroes. They chose to disobey the orders of an incompetent and cowardly administration in order to save lives and serve their country. What was that Mark Twain quote? Patriotism is supporting your country all of the time and your government when it deserves it. Meanwhile, as those heroes are defying Biden's orders in order to save American lives, as the Taliban is actively hunting down Americans and Afghan allies to murder them, the Biden administration gave the Taliban a list of American names and Afghan allies who are currently hiding from the Taliban in Afghanistan. Congressman Dan Crenshaw, who is a former Navy SEAL who served in Afghanistan, had this to say about it. "If true, this qualifies as borderline treason. We need to find out who is responsible for giving the Taliban a hit list, and they need to go to prison." Well, Congressman Crenshaw, it is true. And it was Biden who gave the Taliban a hit list of American names. So, this just in! Some people are pretending that Biden is worsening the situation by the day in Afghanistan and getting Americans killed because of his incompetence, rather than realizing this is a treasonous administration using a demented old man as their puppet while it willfully betrays its own country. I guess one step at a time when it comes to accepting reality, right? But of course, the Biden administration isn't betraying the United States. While it's busy getting Americans deliberately killed in Afghanistan, over here on U.S. soil, the Biden administration is actively taking away U.S. citizens' constitutional rights, creating a lower class of citizens, lying to its own people every day to try to control them with fear, violating the Nuremberg Code, which is a direct human rights violation of its own citizens. Oh, and trying to disarm its population, all while being very friendly with the Chinese Communist Party. So when you add it all up, I'm pretty sure the Biden administration isn't doing anything treasonous, because it would be very inconvenient to acknowledge that reality. Oh, we happen to have a question from a viewer that's just come in on live television that's already written on my page. Dear One Source of Truth, when is it safe to assume a government has become treasonous and is betraying its own citizens and country? Well, they'd probably make an announcement telling you that that's what they're doing. And until that happens, it's safe to assume your government is not treasonous and betraying you. Because thinking otherwise would make you crazy. But Americans, I want to assure you, you can still trust that the government is protecting you. I mean, with a leader who is strong enough to hate America and to fall asleep during the middle of a meeting with Israel's prime minister, you've got no cause to be concerned. And when he woke up from not being able to stay conscious, the president had this to say.
As one nation, America mourns the loss of our brave and brilliant American service members in a savage and barbaric terrorist attack in Afghanistan.
Whoops. That was a real president who cares about his country. Here's what Biden had to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, they gave me a list here. The first person I was instructed to call on was Kelly O'Donnell of NBC.
They gave him a list of people he's allowed to call on? And who are they that are controlling him? Powerful leadership so far. What else do you have to say, Joe?
When I came into office, I inherited a deal that President Trump negotiated with the Taliban.
Yep, you heard it right here. Biden just blamed Trump for what he did in Afghanistan. Man, communists do not like to take any self-responsibility, do they? I'm personally paid to tell you I trust the president more already. And I wonder what would happen if someone told him that Trump isn't president anymore. He is.
But
I don't think it's the issue that, do you think that people have an issue with pulling out of Afghanistan or just the way that things have happened?
Oh, that's what would happen. But we have new evidence that Biden's claim that everything he screwed up in Afghanistan is indeed Trump's fault. Here you can see the full detail of Trump's plan and how Trump screwed everything up for Mr. 81 million votes. We're interrupting your normal breaking news with even more broken breaking news. We've just received a special report that Biden has officially pulled out all U.S. troops from Afghanistan, which means he's officially leaving thousands of Americans and allies behind. Biden's left them in good hands, though, along with leaving $85 billion worth of military weapons in the hands of the Taliban. Here you can see the Taliban flying a U.S. Black Hawk helicopter that Biden left behind for them. They're taking one of the men that Biden left behind for a ride. You can see him there hanging by his neck. Now back to your regularly scheduled propaganda. And to our original question. With a huge disaster in Afghanistan, a loss of American lives, a willingness to leave Americans behind to get killed by the Taliban, and giving a hit list of American names to the Taliban, and definitely not committing treason, should Biden resign? The answer is a resounding no. Resigning would interfere with Biden's duties to serve the Chinese Communist Party. And when Americans were polled, would you rather have an incompetent Biden or a competent Kamala Harris in office? The results were, we're smart enough to know the same evil people would still be behind the scenes controlling everything. Well, America, your government is no longer protecting you. It's officially turned against you. So get your house in order, because it's on you now. Will the many stand for what's right while the few attempt to control all of them? We'll see. Good night. Real quick, my friend, before you go, I want your help with something. Now, if you're at all like me, you're looking at this Afghanistan.
Yep. It is time for us to do something. Say no more. Hell no, Joe, we ain't gonna go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to bed myself. I gotta get up early. But where's the one here? The one Silver Girl dropped.
I'm here. I just
Glenn.
I want to take you down a storyline here.
I just saw a 30-second, maybe 30-second video. I just put it in chat. You might want to show that.
Good night, y'all.
Night, Alicia. Love you, darling.
Good night, Alicia. Love you, girl.
Not seen anything like this. This is
Sweet dreams, darling. God bless.
weird.
Sweet dreams. Angels on your pillows.
This guy says it's not happening.
On anybody's pillow.
What?
Except Mike Lindell's.
But this video are servicemen, and they're saying that it's not happening.
The State Department is saying that there are only about 200, the 200
Sorry. Apparently things like to be playing on the ramp. So, alright, 1 second.
And David's on if you're interested.
What about Dave?
He's on.
Oh yeah, he was on a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we are.
I heard about this video, but I didn't know, I hadn't seen it.
Okay.
Got
Play the
me
wrong.
confused.
There we go. From the military. Oh, is it not? There's no volume. Oh, I play volume. Okay, let's. Right.
It's really not happening, dude. Really not happening. Is it not happening? No, it's not happening. Not happening at all. If I can tell you. Look, this will just show you that I was in the Navy right here. Bam. See? But it's not happening. My phone meter is on full. When my phone meter's on full, that means it's not happening. So, just put it on empty. They're gonna be like, oh, it's not happening. Don't worry.
Was they saying it's not happening? Does that mean that's not happening over there? Is what that means?
Yeah.
It's really not happening.
We are watching the show.
Movie. We're watching a movie.
Yeah, and
Very
just like there was another one that they said they were getting paid.
Yeah. Here's the short one of the Glenn Beck program.
Well, how about the ones that supposedly died?
About that? What?
How about the ones that are supposedly died?
I don't know.
Now, storyline here. The State Department is saying that there are only about 200 people that are American citizens left. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Pause to mark the fifth anniversary.
Just happened to know that a plane took off yesterday with, I think, about 50 Americans. So they're now down to 150 Americans, apparently. Now, I don't think that's the only plane that took off yesterday with Americans clamoring to get onto the flight. But maybe that's just me. I mean, who are you going to trust? I want to share something from the New York Times. What voters in California's swing district say about Afghanistan. New York Times, a battleground district. Even some Trump supporters say they were hesitant to hold President Biden accountable for the casualties and the chaos in the U.S. pullout from Afghanistan. Brenda and Leo Ortiz had paid enough attention to the news from Afghanistan that it was hardly a surprise when their 11-year-old son asked them a question. How could so many Americans be killed last week? Ms. Ortiz, 41, tried her best to explain, giving their son a brief history lesson on Osama bin Laden, the Taliban, and ISIS. But by Saturday, Ms. Ortiz was focused on more personally pressing matters. Her 3 children were completing their first month of in-person schooling since the start of the pandemic. She was saddened by the death of Americans, but she wondered aloud how we could possibly focus on a crisis on the other side of the world when there was more than enough to worry about in the United States, in her own backyard. Okay, I would like to address anyone who's thinking like Ms. Ortiz, because I'm overwhelmed as well. We all are. You know, we're the only country in the world that is struggling with how do we put our kids back into school with COVID? We're the only ones that are still thinking maybe they shouldn't go. The only ones in the world. there's a lot of stuff that is a manufactured crisis, a lot of stuff that we're dealing with that we shouldn't be dealing with. But let me tell you why this is so important. And I'm going to start with the president's dog. There's a story in the Federalist today that just is making a very good point about a press conference where it was on Friday, where Jen Psaki, the press secretary, answered a question about the president's dog. Now, the president's dog is really kind of an insignificant matter, isn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't really care. I don't even know the dog's name. Do you know the dog's name? I love dogs. I don't know the dog's name. Do you?
I don't know.
Okay. What do you know about the dog?
Incredibly little.
I don't even know what kind of dog it is. Okay. I don't care about the president's dog. So why was a reporter from the New York Post asking about the president's dog? The president's dog is named Major. Okay. And 2 months into the administration, Major was, quote, surprised by a Secret Service agent and really kind of trying to adapt to the new surroundings of the White House and all of these strangers. And so Major bit a Secret Service agent.
I do remember this, yes. Okay.
Okay, still don't care, right? I got too many things to worry about. Oh, the president's dog was adapting to new surroundings, bit the Secret Service agent. Let's move on. However, that's not the story. That's not the story. As we have found out now, the dog has bitten 8 Secret Service agents and has bitten people in their Delaware home. So the dog is not trying to familiarize itself and freaked out by all of the strangers. Something's wrong with the dog. Now, I'm not going to get into that. I don't care. That I feel bad. I don't know what's happening with the dog. But they said that they had to get him to Delaware to have some retraining because he bit this one Secret Service agent. We now know that it's 8 Secret Service agents. And the dog has a history of doing this. Okay? So why am I talking to you about the stupid dog? Because when they were asked about it, all they said this Friday, when it came out that, oh, there were 8 Secret Service agents and there's a history of this dog doing it, they were asked, how can we believe you about anything if you would lie about something that nobody cares about? Okay, that's a really important question. Well, she said, I'm really glad that you're bringing up the president's dog because it's such an important issue to the American people. Okay. Again, not answering it.
Of course not.
Okay. And throwing it away that if you didn't know what the question really was, you would think the New York Post, what a stupid question. It's not a stupid question because it's not about the dog. It's about if you lie about the stupid things, the little things, how can we trust you on the big things?
Exactly.
There is, I thought about the gods of the copybook headings today. I've talked about that for years. If you've never read it, you should. But the copybook headings were things like water will wet us and fire will burn. And they were the things that when you had, in the old days when you were taught cursive writing, these truths would be up at the top and you would copy them. Okay. And you're cursive. We've all done, well, we all did this. If you're my age, we all did this. But there were truisms like water will wet, fire will burn, God is good, things like that. And the story of the copybook headings is there comes a time, and he's predicting, there will come a time when everything is upside down and we don't believe anything that used to be known to be true. For instance,
now
women get pregnant. Not guys, women get pregnant. And he said that the longer those lies take root and the deeper they take root, the harder the fall. And so I thought about this because Aesop, you know, we used to learn things from fables. Aesop taught a liar will not be believed even when he speaks the truth. This is why the left does everything they can to discredit people like me. People, anybody that you trust that disagrees with them, they immediately discredit. Because if you can't believe the small things, you can't believe the big things. And even when a liar is telling the truth, nobody believes them. This is why this is so important. Because how are we supposed to, if they lie about little things, and I go back to Ms. Ortiz, I'm so worried about so many things. Yes, but how many of those things are real? How many of those things domestically are real? How many of those things are being caused by this administration? But they're lying to you. Do you really believe that domestic terror, the biggest threat of domestic terror, is going to come from a Klansman? I've seen one Klansman in my life, and he was at a rally, and it was him. Okay? He was all by himself. I'm not saying that there aren't Klansmen. There are. And they are dangerous. But you really think with what's going on in Afghanistan, that's where our Department of Homeland Security, that's where our intelligence agency should be focusing all of their problems and all of their time on? Do you really think that the economy is going to get better? Do you really think that, oh no, there's not a problem with inflation? They're lying to you. Oh no, we can print as much money as we want because we're not really printing it, we're digitizing it. That's a joke. They're lying to you. Do you really think they got all of these people out of Afghanistan? That there's only 200 now today, probably only 100? I can testify to you. I know the truth. They're lying to you. Do you really think that your kids should wear masks at home with you? Do you really think that this quarantine that, thank God, Australia just gave up on, where everybody's got to stay inside, do you really think that's true? Or is that a way to control you? They're lying to you. Here's what's really going on. By the way, I told you yesterday about the Marine that criticized the military leaders and said that he just was demanding accountability. Do you know what happened to him? I mean, before he resigned, he was ordered to go to undergo a mental health screening because there might be something wrong with his mental health. For asking for accountability? Yeah, he's sick. They're lying to you. The Taliban, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's a new Taliban. It's a new Taliban. We're not leaving. They're different this time. They're lying to you. How do I know? Try this story out. An Afghan folk singer, been executed by the Taliban days after they declared that music would now be forbidden. His family told the Associated Press that he was shot dead on Friday when enforcers returned to his home after earlier searching it and drinking tea with him. They shot him in the head on the farm. He was innocent, a singer who was only entertaining people, the grieving son said about his dad. He played a bowed lute and sang traditional songs about his country. It was 60 miles outside of Kabul. Music is forbidden now. And if you sing or play, you will be executed.
All right. Pretty amazing week this week. Something I didn't think that would play out the way it played. But less than 24 hours just ago, President Biden made the decision not to shift the August 31st deadline to withdraw our troops from Afghanistan. Even though some of our strongest allies from France and Britain and Germany requested it. Think for one moment, why is the UK and France and Germany there? Because 20 years ago, America was attacked. They were there to help defend us. And they requested a stay to go longer so their own citizens could get removed. The president now made the announcement that he will not, allowing the Taliban to direct our foreign policy. And now, with the very real prospect of thousands of Americans still stranded in Afghanistan on September 1st, the Biden administration is willing to accept the fact that they'll be leaving Americans behind in the Taliban stronghold. The president's misguided decisions run the risk of creating the largest international hostage situation we have ever faced as a nation. Yesterday, President Biden had an opportunity to address the public and answer questions about the ongoing crisis in Afghanistan. Instead, he made us wait a number of hours and then touted $5 trillion liberal wish list that will increase greater inflation and transform our country in the worst way possible. Then he delivered a few minutes worth of remarks on the evacuation efforts, but did not say how many Americans are still stranded. The most embarrassing part, though, is that he refused to take questions. And he turned his back and walked away. An image that has come to define him and his presidency. He turned his back on our own citizens stranded in Afghanistan. He turned our back on our allies and partners. He has turned his back on his duties as a commander-in-chief. We have a Democrat majority that is following the same path. Speaker Pelosi called an emergency session just this week. We weren't the only country to do so. In the UK, they called the parliament back. But the difference in the UK, their focus was on their citizens in Afghanistan and getting them out. Pelosi worked late into the night while we were here, but nothing to do with Afghanistan. Speaker Pelosi asked the help of the president to make phone calls, not to pass any bills, to put resources to get more Americans out of Afghanistan. It was to pass close to $5 trillion. Not to debate it, but to deem it. Every single Democrat voted for that, and every single Democrat voted against Congressman Gallagher's PQ that would ask that we could get the number on a daily basis of how many Americans are in Afghanistan and to stay until the mission is done that all Americans are out. The $5 trillion, not 1 cent will be used in the situation of Afghanistan. It's a complete failure of leadership. If you listen to Speaker Pelosi's speech yesterday, great day of pride for America and Democrats. A great day of pride for American Democrats. That's what Speaker Pelosi said on the floor. Not mentioning any Gold Star families, not mentioning the veterans, even those who serve in her own conference, who had she stayed the whole hearing, could have heard the comments that they made inside the briefing, the frustration that they felt as well. I can't imagine the amount of pain being caused to our veterans. We're less than just 3 weeks away from the 20th anniversary. At the moment, I want to speak directly to them, to the Gold Star families and to the veterans. You did everything your country asked of you. You should be proud that you helped take the fight to the enemy and you prevented a major terrorist attack from happening on our own soil. For those veterans who understandably need some extra support during this time, know that you are not alone. Please do not hesitate to reach out for help. Contact for the Veterans Crisis Line, call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or text 838-255. And the website is veteranscrisisline.net. We are grateful for your service, and we'll never forget the sacrifices each and every one who've made. You deserve a government who will not stop until all Americans are out of Afghanistan. We will continue to hold them accountable, and that is what our mission is. I know there's been a great deal amount of mistakes in one of the greatest tragedies this country has seen on a foreign policy level. Right now, our whole focus should be just getting Americans out, but there has to be accountability in the future, that this mistake can never happen again. There's many places we'll have to look, not just from the State Department, the intel, to the decisions that are being made, but even in Congress itself. This Democrat majority and Adam Schiff shifted the entire Intel Committee to be one of impeachment and political. What did we miss? Devin Nunes has warned us time and before. The number of hearings they wanted to look on an international basis of what's the threats out there. We now have a border that is open. When I traveled to it earlier this year, it was then that we found we had been arresting people on the terrorist watch list from Yemen. When I brought forth that on a press conference, I was criticized by Democrats. Congressman Gallegos. He said I was not telling the truth, I was lying. He has not apologized for that. We now have 5,000 prisoners that were released in Afghanistan. We have more than 100 different countries of individuals coming across our southern border. We have a president that opened it up. Now is the time to close it. This country is less safe today than we were 20 years ago based upon the actions that have just taken place. Allowing Taliban to control our foreign policy, weaponizing them, reports now that they have more Black Hawks than Australia. From the aircraft, to the drones, to the weaponry. They have more support than they had before just from their own military buildup of the weapons that they've taken from America. Now a border that is open, and the fear of what the future holds. This has all got to change. And the presidency has to change its foreign policy as well. With that, let's open it up for questions. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Leader McCarthy. So 2 members have gone to Afghanistan yesterday. Can I get your reaction to their trip? What are you advising members who are interested in going to Afghanistan and neighboring countries at this time?
Not to go.
I can't listen to him. So. Y'all there?
Yep, I hear.
Yep, me too.
Giggles.
Says Justin, this is from Alicia. Justin Biden says, "My fellow Americans, the war in Afghanistan is now over." Trump spokesperson responds, "Biden didn't end the war, he lost the war." And it says also looked at it, showed a post from Pew 55 Anonymous. Look to Twitter exactly this. "My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. God bless." Never says who was going to post it. People just assumed it was going to be Trump. Doesn't have to be Trump.
Well, yeah, if he said my fellow Americans is for they're going to say, why's he saying that? He's not the president. You know?
Right.
Why would he say that?
Right.
Did you know there was a part 2 to that one of Scott that we listened to with negative 48?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might play that tomorrow if they don't take my channel down.
The other thing I've got on titles of things is Hunter gets arrested with crack and 2 underage girls.
Well, no.
President Putin bans mandatory vaccinations in Russia, saying, quote, "We are a free country."
Yep.
Is that not wonderful?
I like Putin.
I do too.
He's a little sarcastic thing, ain't he?
I love sarcasm. Sarcasm is great.
Oh, and the Brazilian president says, quote, everybody buy a gun. Armed people cannot be enslaved by the elites.
True that. But I'll be on tomorrow night. We'll get a plan together, and maybe this channel, maybe another channel, who knows? You know, they apparently are looking at this channel. So
Are you going over there to Hawk's Silver Girl?
Is Hawk up?
It looks like he was. Or he was, anyway.
he's on Facebook, I think.
No, YouTube.
Hawk's on YouTube. I'm probably going to go hit Dave up.
Yeah, me too. He's still.
I'll listen to Dave while I'm going to bed.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a little while anyway. I mean, I'm getting kind of tired.
All
Me
right.
too.
Good night. Love
good.
you. Love you, ladies.
And we're going to say a little prayer.
Okay.
We're going to say a little prayer for Tabitha and her family. Make sure that all their problems get solved. And also all the people down, like Craig the Hunter, my family. All the people down in Louisiana, the Gulf Coast area, may all their power be turned back on. All the people in Afghanistan, whether friend or foe, we wish them all the God's blessing and patronage and safety in all measures. Now we all know that this is a movie, that things are playing out the way they are because there's a lot of people out there that are still asleep and still believe that a potato head guy who is disrespectful, doesn't know where he's at, and apparently he was clearly taking orders from other people. That he is better than Trump is absolutely absurd. So let's pray every day that until we get Trump back. And let's pray that Silver Girl gets to her doctor's appointment tomorrow. Safe and sound and back home.
Not tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. It's Thursday, and it's already looking doubtful.
No, we're putting it to God's hands. Don't have no fear. You are gonna visualize you getting in there and getting back.
And no doubting.
With getting there, we're gonna get you there. God will get you there. And have faith. So
I'm just tired.
God performs miracles every day. We all need one.
Friends say no like that is disturbing.
They'll turn around. They'll turn around. So, and Giggles, we're going to pray for circle protection over your family and your friends and your area. And yep, and Giggles. Vicky, we're going to pray that you get a new phone because that battery needs to go.
How did your daughter do?
She felt good. The lady was supposed to call her day, but I told her not to be discouraged. You know, they are busy opening the store. Maybe she got real busy, unexpected things, and couldn't call her.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't be
discouraged. You know, if it doesn't happen, it's not that she did something wrong. It's just God clearly wants her in a different area.
You know, I Did I tell you the lady at the Publix the other day said they would hire her on the spot?
Mm-mm.
But Rebecca rather work at the she rather work at the candy store, an ice cream store.
Really?
Uh-huh. She likes ice cream and candy.
Who doesn't? I mean, I love ice cream and candy.
I like a smaller place, you know. They have another one.
But now since I've opened that list that Alicia gave me, I'm not too keen on certain candies. So, I'm trying to stay away from sugar because I know they've used that as a tool. So,
yeah, Rebecca was saying 2 Cokes the other day, and a big old bowl of banana pudding. Good gosh, Rebecca, that's a lot of sugar.
yeah, sugar's a weapon. They've manipulated it. They've done everything they could to it. So,
Angel, would you play one more 12-minute video?
it has to be the last one because I'm tired.
I know, but it's Every Believer Needs This in Their Life is the name of it. It's 12 minutes, and I just thought having something like that, follow your prayer, was a good idea, and I just put it as the last thing in chat. I put it in first, but now it's last.
I don't have it.
It's just that I didn't put the title in. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
But the title's at the top. I just thought something like this calm and soothing would be good. But it ain't long.
Sure. Not what she said. You know how to go there.
The fear of Isaac. Genesis 31, verse 41 and 42. Thus have I been 20 years in thy house. I served thee 14 years for thy 2 daughters, and 6 years for thy cattle. And thou hast changed my wages 10 times. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely thou hadst sent me away now empty. God hath seen mine affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked thee yesternight. The fear of Isaac is one of the names that God was called in the Bible. The person who used this to call God was Jacob. Jacob was the brother of Esau, and we know how his brother wanted to kill him because he received the blessings that were meant for him. Jacob had to run to Laban, his uncle, and work for him. He worked for many years, and Jacob was cheated 10 times. His wage was changed 10 times, and he felt cheated. We know that when Jacob was in the house of Laban, God blessed Laban greatly because of Jacob. But if it was not for God, Jacob said, Laban would have given him nothing when he was leaving. This is wickedness on the part of Laban. Jacob was faithful to his uncle Laban, but Laban was greedy and wanted to let Jacob go empty-handed. Laban did not have the fear of God in him because what he was about to do was evil. God intervened and everything was settled. In appreciation of God's intervention, Jacob offered sacrifice to God, the fear of Isaac. He called God the fear of Isaac. What this name means is the one that Isaac feared. Jacob was right to have called God this name. He lived many years with his father Isaac before leaving, and he knew what Isaac did. He knew how Isaac feared God, and he used this to call God. Can I ask you today, would your children be able to refer to God when they say, the fear of my father or mother? Do you fear God? Do you? The Bible says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. The Bible also says that to fear God is to hate evil. Having the fear of God in our hearts means worshiping God with all our hearts. When we say having the fear of God, it means revering God in all we do. It is respecting God, honoring God. When you fear God, before you make a move, you will ask God what to do. If you fear God, you will run from evil. In the world today, we can see that people no longer have the fear of God in them. We see the evil that people commit every day, and we wonder, when is it going to stop? People have forgotten the fear of God. They have stopped revering the name of the Lord. They don't care about what God will say if they do what is bad. They just do it anyway. Are you like these people in the world today? Do you have the fear of God in you? Have you shunned evil and followed God exclusively? What is God saying about your life right now? Isaac worshipped God and feared God, that his son Jacob couldn't doubt if he feared God or not, but knew he feared God. Isaac was faithful to God, that it was obvious to people and his son could tell. You cannot say you are faithful to God and people cannot see it in you. You cannot say you respect God and people cannot see that in you. What we should be concerned about in our lives as Christians is the godly fear and reverence to the name of God. To fear God is to depart from evil. Not just depart from it, but hate it with everything in you. That is what Proverbs 8 verse 13 says. The fear of God is knowing that God can do all things. God can destroy and he can make. He can do anything as he pleases. God can destroy the wicked. He can destroy those who have gone into evil and are always doing evil. People who do evil don't fear God. The fear of God will keep you away from sin. Proverbs 3 verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. The Bible is telling you not to act smart in any way. Don't say that you will repent after you have sinned. Don't say that you will have shortcuts. Don't act smart in your eyes. Depart from evil if you fear the Lord. This is a warning from God to everyone. This is what we must follow for our good. Why should you fear the Lord? He is God, and he will punish the wicked. Exodus 15 verse 11 says, who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? There is no one like God in this universe. It doesn't matter where the universe extends. It doesn't matter the number of the universes out there. There is nothing and no one like God anywhere, and that is a fact. Because there is no one like God, he reserves the right to destroy anything. I repeat, because there is no one like God, he has the power to destroy anything existing and the right to do so. After all, he created it. The Bible says in Matthew 10 verse 28 that And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. If you have been having the fear of man, then you are afraid of the wrong thing. Jeremiah 32 verse 17. Ah, Lord God, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by thy great power and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee. God has made everything, and everything is naked before him. You cannot do anything in the secret, and God will not know. There is no way you can hide all you have done from God. You can hide it from a man, but not from God. Jesus said the right person to be feared is God because he can destroy. Who will God destroy? He will destroy the wicked. The wrath of God will be shown to the wicked, and they will not be able to stand. That is the truth. Revelation 6 verse 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? The wicked will be destroyed. Those who have chosen to follow the path of evil, those who have chosen to take ungodly shortcuts. Proverbs 2 verse 22. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. This is what the Lord will do to the wicked. All these things are what Isaac knew about God that made him fear God and run from evil. Isaac must have been taught all these things by his father Abraham. He understood everything about God and he feared him. You are hearing the same thing today about the fear of God. This is a word to you about running away from evil. This is a word for you today about worshiping God with the whole of your heart. Do you fear God? You cannot say you fear God and still be partaking in evil. You cannot say you fear God and still be following the paths of the devil. You cannot say you fear God and then you mistreat your husband or wife. You cannot say you fear God and commit adultery. Fear God. I am telling you today, it is time to start to have the fear of God in your life. God is not a fool. He is not the one you can play with. God cannot be mocked. This is a fact that we should have known today. This is something that shouldn't be new to us. You cannot play God. There is no way you can pretend to fear God. There is no way you can show to the world that you fear God and then not fear Him. It will show. I just want us to know that the fear of God is not what can be negotiated as Christians. This is something you must have in you. This is not what you will say with your mouth. You don't fear God with your mouth. You fear Him with your heart. And then it is shown in your actions. 1 Chronicles 16 verse 25 says, For great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods. It cannot be negotiated. It is not an option to fear the Lord, but a must. Psalm 76 verse 7, Thou, even thou, art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? The fear of God is what our lives should preach in this world. It was not like Isaac always tells people that he feared the Lord. He was not going from house to house telling people that he feared God. He was not also pretending to fear the Lord. He feared God, indeed, that everyone around knew. Let your life preach the fear of God to people. Let all the things you do proclaim the fear of God. Every word that will come out of your mouth must say that God is to be feared. People must see the fear of God in you.
Yep. It was very good.
The reason many people do.
Do you realize that there was supposed to have been the second EBS today?
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I don't believe in dates.
When they announced the first one, they said that there would be a second on this date, and Rage was talking about it today. And it didn't happen, as far as I know. Okay. Good.
I don't believe in dates, period. So, ow, kitty cat claw, ow, sorry. It clawed my leg. I was like, ow, like, yeah. But I'll see you all tomorrow night.
Tell Get Mo Aunt Linda said night night.
I will. He's in there laying down on his bed.
Oh, yep. Time for bed.
Vicky says goodnight too. All the ants.
All right, sweet dreams, y'all.
Good night.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. God bless.
Love you. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
God bless.
Good night, Willie. Good night, Dana. Good night, Tabitha. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Johnny Angel. Love you. Believe in. Anybody left in Cupcake? Anyone in chat? Good night. God bless. Love y'all. Remember, where we go one, we go all. United we stand, divide we fall. We lose this country. We have no one but ourselves to blame. I will see you all tomorrow evening. Good night. Angel of Yahweh.